Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to coverage of the Ohio River Lacrosse Women's Championship. This afternoon from Alexander Stadium, Washington and Jefferson College plays host to the 2016 championship game. It features the Bearcats from St. Vincent College. They are 8-9, and the Presidents from Washington and Jefferson College, they come in with a record of 12-4. I'm Bob Workwist, my partner today, Rick Smith, for coverage of this championship game. Two teams that got here via wins in the semifinals. For Washington and Jefferson, Rick, it was a 16-10 win over Mount St. Joseph.
Yes, and the big game was from Ashley Bulger. Had 6 goals against Mount St. Joseph's. In that 6-goal win, Mount St. Joseph's, it was a close game at halftime, 8-7, but a big second half for the Presidents led to the victory.
And on the other side, St. Vincent College, a back-and-forth match against Transylvania, a 15-13 win for the Bearcats. They came through late in the second half with a couple goals at the end to get to the championship game once again. Yeah,
and they played good defense down the stretch as well. Of course, offensively, Maggie Nelson, 6 goals, 2 assists, the leading scorer in the league, took the lead, the league lead in that game with 68 goals on the season, a team record. But they shut out a Transylvania team that was in second place in the conference for the last 12 minutes nearly in that game to lead them to the victory.
It's kind of an interesting contrast between these two teams. You look at the record, Rick, for St. Vincent, it's 8-9. Of course, there were 6 non-conference losses to start the season, but they're no stranger to championship games.
Oh, absolutely not. This will be the 4th year in a row that they've been in a championship game, and the Bearcats are going for their 3rd straight conference championship.
And for Washington and Jefferson, 3 straight semifinal appearances. First time the Presidents have gotten to the championship game.
Really a nice job by Coach Allison Valerio in her 3rd year. In her first year, they didn't even win a game. They went 0-10 that season. She's turned it around. They made it to the semifinals last year, and now a championship game in which they're favored to win this afternoon.
We've already hinted at a couple of them, but Rick, a couple players to look out for here this afternoon.
Well, absolutely. We talked about Ashley Bulger already for Washington and Jefferson, but you also got to look at Carolyn Kalis, a very diverse player, not only a goal scorer, a distributor. She leads the league in assists, but she also is a ball hawk for ground balls. Really does it well there. She's just a very good all-around player. We talked about Maggie Nelson, a very high scorer for St. Vincent. She has done very well all season long. Just a sophomore, 134 career goals so far. She could be the most prolific scorer in St. Vincent history if she continues along the way that she has been going. But I think the difference in this game might be the goalkeeping. You got to look at Michaela Maloki for Washington and Jefferson, just averaging under 8 goals given up a game, and she saves almost 60% of the shots on her per game. Just an amazing goalkeeper, and she just started 4 or 5 games into the season this year. Sat behind an all-conference goalkeeper last year, so I think she could possibly be the difference in this game.
More coming right next in the pregame as the Bearcats and the Presidents get set to go at it. More coverage of the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship comes your way next right here on the PAC Sports Network.
Comprised of 10 private institutions and 2 affiliate members, the President's Athletic Conference remains unique in this era of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 21 varsity sports as well as the classroom.
Academic and athletic excellence since 1955. The President's Athletic Conference.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference consists of 10 strong academic and athletic institutions spanning Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Since the formation of the HCAC, members have over 100 All-Americans and qualifiers for NCAA Division III national championships. The HCAC sponsors 18 intercollegiate sports. The Heartland Conference, a place where athletic activities are conducted as an integral part of the overall educational experience. Find out more by logging on to heartlandconf.org.
I'm proud to be a president because I've been taught to be a leader, not just through what I say, but through what I do. Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Becca, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Nate, and I'm a sophomore. I really like W&J and decided to come here because they offered me a great balance between academics and athletics, and both are very important to me, and that's something that's tough to find.
I know W&J is going to give me a great foundation.
W&J has given me a start, and with that start, I can go anywhere.
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
Someone who paves the way.
Someone who blazes the trail.
A pioneer is a leader.
The leader.
An adventurer.
An adventurer.
Someone who goes where no one has gone before.
Someone who goes
where no one has gone before.
Someone who's the best of the best.
The best of the best.
Someone who is the best of the best.
The leader of the pack.
the leader of the pack.
The leader of the pack.
Someone who is not afraid to go ahead.
To go ahead.
The first.
The first.
The best.
The best.
The trailblazer.
The trailblazer.
A trailblazer.
I am a pioneer.
I am a pioneer.
I'm a pioneer.
I am a pioneer.
We are Mount St. Joseph University. Our mission statement honors our heritage, guides our everyday actions, informs our learning, and inspires us to serve others. Learn more at msj.edu.
Welcome back to Alexandre Stadium for the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championships. Bob Workwist along with Rick Smith, St. Vincent College, the number 3 seed. They finished in 3rd place during the regular season. 8-9, Washington and Jefferson, the top seed in this conference, the ORLC. 12-4 on the season. Allison Valerio, the 3rd-year head coach for the Presidents. Jim Walters in his 5th year leading the way for St. Vincent. This is the 2nd year that the ORLC is in existence, a combination between the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference and the President's Athletic Conference. And mentioned the inaugural championship last year. Rick went to St. Vincent College, and it was an interesting take. We had a chance to talk to both coaches before the game, but Jim Walters, we asked him about the experience of being there, and he had an interesting take on that.
Oh, absolutely. He thought that was an advantage for his team. His team has been in 4 straight championship games the last 4 seasons. They're a team that's used to it, whereas Washington and Jefferson, more of a program that was down and out just a few years ago and has bounced back and is in their first championship game in quite some time.
Coach Walters said it kind of counterbalances the fact that being the number 1 seed, it's a home field advantage for W&J here this afternoon. The freshman Maria Franey goes into the net for St. Vincent College to our right. She has started and played every minute of every game this year for the Bearcats. 12-17 goals against average, of .401 save percentage. She is 8-9 for W&J. Michaela Maloki, her 13th start of the season, 11-1. She's been in goal for all 11 wins in this winning streak for W&J. Goals against average, number 1 in the conference of 777. Save percentage of .558. Officials working this afternoon's championship game, MJ Malott, Dale Elgis, and Dave White. W&J in the red and black. They'll move from right to left for this first half, this 30 minutes. The green and gold and white for St. Vincent. They'll move right to left across your screen. And the opening draw was up in the air, and a secondary draw control goes to Caroline Callis. And Callis comes into the offensive zone, first possession of the game for W&J. A good opportunity and a goal as Callis found Iwancic. 13 seconds in, the Presidents are up 1-0.
Iwancic now 38 goals on the season, didn't take long, and leading the league in assists now with 36 on the year. Callis with a great pass to open up the scoring just 13 seconds into play.
38th of the season, scored by number 4, Monica.
Just a great Blake. Iwancic took the pass. There was Callis who came in on the secondary draw, and she won the draw, came down the right side, and right in front, center drive for Iwancic, the junior from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, and Pine Richland High School gives the Presidents a 1-0 lead. It'll be Harvey going for the draw, and another secondary win on a draw control for Callis once again. So 2 possessions on 2 draws for the Presidents. This time, Callis, the sophomore from Reading, Pennsylvania, Governor Mifflin High School, goes behind the net. They set up some strategy. She'll drop it off. A couple teammates behind the net. Ashley Bolger, she's a player to watch out for W&J. She's also behind the net. Takes the short little pass from Harvey. Bolger's going to walk out, dump it down to Harvey, and a give and go. Good save as Franey followed that along at the right post. And coming up with the rebound, Helena Shoplick for St. Vincent College.
Maria Franey, the goalkeeper for St. Vincent from Franklin Regional. Didn't have to travel far to go for her college career. Just in her freshman year and is playing quite well. That was a good save there early in the game.
We get a whistle and a violation called against St. Vincent's Emma Weaver. And that gives the ball to Washington and Jefferson, the Presidents, with a 1-0 lead on a goal 13 seconds in by Monica Iwancic. Flip to the middle, not a very good pass there. That's going to be an easy turnover. Ball finds the basket of Sarah Wallerstedt. Her long outlet is a good one to midfield for Katie Stallings. Stallings gets an inside step on Amber Meyer. Stallings down low, wide open, a shot and a goal. St. Vincent ties the game. Their super sophomore Maggie Nelson makes it 1-1.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Bob. She is a super sophomore. That is career goal number 135. And she now has on the season 69 goals to lead this conference in scoring.
A minute 35, the time of that goal.
St. Vincent goal, her first of the match at 69.
Great looking side there also by Katie Stallings on the assist.
Yeah, she got the nice outlet.
Katie Stallings.
Stallings got the pass from Wallerstedt. And then she did the rest. She got an inside step, good dish down low. You mentioned it's 69 goals now on the season. Tops in the conference for Maggie Nelson.
Stallings, a local product from Greater Latrobe High School. Of course, St. Vincent located in Latrobe. 5 players from Latrobe on this roster.
Jim Walters was formerly head coach at Latrobe High School. So another draw in the middle of the field for Harvey and Nelson. And Harvey gets it forward. So that's 3 draws and 3 possessions for W&J. And it's Iwancic who has the goal. She's on the high side. She'll step behind the net, and they will set up the offense from there against the defense for St. Vincent College. Looks like they're trying to match up in a man-to-man. WJ looking for a cutter. Iwancic doesn't have a alley to pass it to Harvey or check that Brown. So she steps back behind the net for the Presidents to our right down below the goal line. Diana Harvey, one of the captains, the senior from Huntington, New York, surveys. Now just a short dump to Callis, the sophomore. She'll try to walk out. She does on the high side, dumps it in front. A catch, a turn, a deke, a reset, and a score. Diana Harvey putting a ton of moves, and she beats Franey to make it 2-1 Presidents.
Not much room there to work with there. First by Callis. Callis goes up high with the pass inside to Harvey, and then Harvey putting on the Ritz there with the moves and deking out the goalkeeper for St. Vincent, and a big goal there for Washington Jefferson.
Goal, her first of the match, 34th
Harvey
of the season. Score by number 10, Diana.
Put on a ton of moves. She had a great look. She looked high. She looked left. She came back right where she finally beat Franey. Harvey's 34th goal of the year makes it 2-1 W&J.
Harvey from Huntington High School on Long Island, certainly one of the hotbed areas of lacrosse in the eastern United States.
4 Presidents, 5 make it with 30-plus goals. Harvey, Iwancic, Bulger, and Callis, 4 of them, have scored over 30 goals on the season. St. Vincent not far behind. These two teams, these two coaches expected to be a shootout. This possession was controlled by St. Vincent. They almost turned it over, but the Bearcats now will come on the attack. Down the center of the field comes Shoplick. Shoplick stops on the left wing and now tries to make a dodge. She's forced back behind the net by Linthicum. And now St. Vincent will set up their first true possession of this contest from behind the W&J net. They're on the left goal line extended now. The ball was in the basket of Shoplick, just patiently waiting for her teammates to try to cut, find someone open in the middle of that defense. She'll have to go behind the net now. They'll reset behind the cage. That is Wallerstedt, the junior midfielder from Rockville, Maryland for St. Vincent. She's guarded there by Amber Meyer. Washington Jefferson, there's a cutter. Good job to slide down on defense. It's out of the basket of Stallings, rolling around in the crease, and picked up by Michaela Maloki. Good job to reset and slide on the defense for W&J to not allow that clean possession. Here come the Presidents up to midfield, but they're going to turn it over potentially. It was too far for Iwancic, but a good job to pick up the ground ball by Deloach. And Deloach finds Callis. Callis up ahead inside the 8. That pass is knocked away. Deco's had it. She tried to go to the left wing, intercepted now by Emma Weaver. Weaver outlets up ahead to Maggie Nelson. She is swarmed, double teamed, now triple teamed. Nelson will work a way out of that. Her pass, though, off the cross of Katie Stallings, and this ground ball being fought for by Linthicum, and Linthicum has possession for W&J. Falls out of the basket, however, of Decos, and that creates a turnover. As Jess Euler, the senior, steals for St. Vincent. Here they come on a run. Towards the goal is Naomi Schweiger, the freshman. She can't get in, so she dumps it down low. And they'll set up possession on the left side, will the Bearcats, with Hannah Carroll. Carroll holds that cross, looking inside and outside. Guarded there by Desiree Goldstrom. As Maloki guards the near post. No one cutting or moving at all for St. Vincent, so maybe a clear out on the near side. Still in the basket of Carroll. She'll try to flip it opposite side to the high side. Schweiger has a chance to pick up the loose ball, and she does for the Bearcats, who trail it 2-1 in this first half. A reset for St. Vincent on the high side with Katie Stallings, the sophomore. She's an attacking midfielder, so in the attack position now. She steps behind the net and down low to our left.
Bob, this is the 14th time these two teams have met all time, and St. Vincent leads the all-time series, and it's close, 7-6. Of course, the last time these two teams met was just 2 weeks ago on this field. Washington and Jefferson winning big, 14-6 in that contest.
Last year was the last time that St. Vincent won at home in this series. Her overall bounce shot hit the near post as Maggie Nelson looked for goal number 2, but she hits the left post. That ball was flipped out, and Nelson is knocked down. As Nelson got in a collision with Iwancic.
Keep going.
And they reset. They say the ball belongs to W&J, and the Presidents will come out of their own zone with it. Iwancic through midfield. Will come down the center of the field, stride for stride with Wallerstedt. Iwancic up ahead. Good catch, turning the crossover on the backhand for Lauren Brown, but she can't find any room. Katie Uring with a good defensive play, swarms the ball and takes it away. And a foul is called against W&J. So good defense there by Uring, the senior, as Rick mentioned, from Latrobe. One of several former Wildcats on the roster for St. Vincent. Ball is flipped up ahead to Hannah Carroll. Carroll is double teamed on the left wing. Gets into the attack zone, tries to beat one defender, now passes it away as Goldstrom stepped up. Stallings has it. Stallings to the right side for Schweiger. Dumps it behind the net. There's Maggie Nelson. Nelson's goal earlier gives her 135 career goals in just 2 years. That's good stuff for the sophomore. Good steal. Speaking of good stuff, Linthicum just reached out and intercepted that pass. But it's loose towards midfield, and scooping it up there is Stallings for the Bearcats. Stallings gets it up to Schweiger. Schweiger on that right side will dump it in behind the net, coming from right to left. That is Nelson. Nelson looking over. The defense is set around the 8-yard arc for the Presidents. That's a shot by Nelson and a save. Good job to follow Nelson along, Rick, from right to left by the junior Michaela Maloki.
Maloki took over this season 3 or 4 games into the year for a first-team all-conference goalie last year. That was Kelsey Rodenberg, who graduated for the Presidents. And boy, she's done a great job. She saves nearly 56% of the shots against her, and shows you why right there on that last shot.
11-2 career record all this year for Maloki. With the ball and a quick attack, here comes W&J. We're going to get a penalty and an opportunity potentially on a free possession for Ashley Bolger. As the flag went flying, this is one of the differences on the year between the two teams. St. Vincent only scored 8 free position goals. Bolger, bounce shot, scooped nicely. As Franey made the save, Bolger on the season, 8 of 16 on free position opportunities, but Franey was up to the task.
Yeah, Franey's made 2 very good saves here in the first 9 minutes of this game to match a very good goaltender on the other end. She's going to have a big afternoon here for St. Vincent to win this game.
Schweiger in front, the catch, but a better defense. Stealing it away from Shoplick was Lauren Brown for W&J. So nice job on the defense. Check it, it wasn't Brown, it was Goldstrom. But they turn it over to the Presidents. Jess Euler with it for St. Vincent. Pass underneath is too tall as Hannah Carroll tried to get it down low to Nelson. And that's just a turnover for St. Vincent, not a shot on goal. So W&J has possession of the ball with Desiree Goldstrom, the senior from Knock High School, behind her own net. Trying to get a clear opportunity for W&J. Found the goalkeeper Maloki And Malocki comes near side to Linthicum, who runs it up, dumps it up. And a good catch, turning with room, is Diana Harvey. Harvey bounces it up ahead to Alex Dekos. Dekos gets some support from Iwancic, back to Dekos. On the attack at the 12, dumps it in. Falling down, though, is the senior Bolger. She gets up, the ball turns, and it came right back to Bolger. Her shot missed over top, but we get a whistle. I'm not sure if they're going to miss shot or was a potential violation. It was a violation, maybe a crease violation against W&J. So it's possession to the Bearcats.
A nice play there by Bolger to get that loose ball, and quick thinking on her part to fire that shot. Just unfortunately too high on that particular try.
And she got knocked down and came up and got that ball up top in the air. Good two-man game. Stallings to Nelson. Nelson on the run. Cuts to the right. Shoots and scores! Second of the game for Maggie Nelson. And St. Vincent College ties it at 2.
Maggie Nelson now 70 goals on the year. She is the all-time season scoring leader. She broke her own record. Last year she had 66 goals in the year. And this time nodding her 70th goal. Now 136 in her career. It's just been an amazing 2 years so far for Maggie Nelson. And you would think, Bob, only even bigger and better things to come for the sophomore from Jefferson, Maryland. Just outside of Frederick is where Jefferson, Maryland is. She went to St. John's Catholic Prep.
She's put up 2 tremendous seasons in her first 2 years here at St. Vincent. 70 goals now. Took the pass from Stallings and did the rest. Came in on the left wing, cut to the right, and beat Malocki to tie the game at 2.
Nelson also has 23 goals to go along with that. 93 points on the season to lead the conference.
Maggie Nelson had 5 goals in last year's championship win over Teal for St. Vincent. Ball pops in the air. Monica Iwancic comes up with the draw win. And Bolger on the attack for W&J, a 3-on-2. She cuts to the right. Doesn't get a shooting lane. She waited for Deloach to clear out, so Bolger will step behind the net, set up the offense for the Presidents. Flips it to Iwancic, who has a goal. Iwancic and Harvey have scored for the Presidents. Maggie Nelson with 2 for the Bearcats. Down low, Callis will set up behind the goal, and the players will set up 3 to the left for the Presidents and 2 far out on the right wing. Dekos and Deloach are on the near side. They're going to try a step out, and they do fire it on the opposite side to Harvey. Harvey gets hit. Going to be close. It's not going to be head contact, I don't think, but the eyewear was dislodged on Diana Harvey. Yeah, we're going to get a penalty. I see a yellow card coming out. That's a mandatory card for head contact. And for St. Vincent, Kelsey McMillan, the senior defender from Medina, Ohio, will be penalized.
McMillan, second team all-conference last year, but giving the opportunity away to W&J here.
Free position opportunity, second of the half for W&J. The walk in, the shot high, and I think Franny got a piece of that on Harvey's shot. Harvey 4 for 14 prior to that attempt on a free position opportunity. So 2 free position opportunities for W&J. But they haven't scored on either of them. Now we get a push and a foul, and it's going to be charged against St. Vincent. It's going to give Iwancic a chance on the free position opportunity. Iwancic, 12 of 28. Second on the team with 12 free position goals. She'll walk and fire and score. And Iwancic gets her second to put the Presidents back on top, 3-2.
She's now got 39 goals on the season, a local product, just about 15 miles north of the Pittsburgh area here. Pine Richland High School, Gibsonia, PA, her hometown. She's having one great first half thus far to get that 1-goal lead. This game started out, Bob, it looked like it was going to be a real high-scoring game, but I think after that third goal was scored overall between the two teams, the defensive intensity's really picked up.
So that free position goal, there was also a man-up situation, and back after the penalty comes McMillan, W&J now with Iwancic with a pair to take a 3-2 lead on their third free position. Nelson against the face-off draw with Harvey. Harvey forces the possession again. A win and a walk-in, cutting from right to left. An opportunity there, but pulling it back out. Callis, a good reset to Iwancic, now looking for the hat trick. She tries to go underneath the Deloach. That pass misfires, and Piano going for the ground ball, scoops it up for St. Vincent College. Harvey, by the way, had 5 draw controls in the semifinal win over Mount St. Joseph yesterday. She set the career record here at Washington and Jefferson with 180 coming into today's contest. We get a whistle and a foul against W&J, so that gives an opportunity to come out of their own zone for St. Vincent College. They get it to Nelson. The sophomore comes down the right wing side, the high side, avoids a slash, and she'll step in behind the net, forced behind the net by Onslow. In front, a quick shot and a goal. As a quick pass in front from Nelson to Wallerstedt, and the Bearcats have tied it at 3.
Wallerstedt, second team all-conference last year, now 29 goals in the season. But boy, what a look by Maggie Nelson. Went out to the level of the goal line there and then just looked back inside. Good vision by her, finding Wallerstedt wide open, and then a great low shot there by Wallerstedt to tie things up.
29 now for Wallerstedt. Quick pass, because you would initially think that Nelson was going to go and set up in that patient look, but she found a quick cutting Wallerstedt, the junior from Rockville, Maryland, and she put it in behind Maloki to tie the game at 3.
Rockville just outside of the Washington, D.C. area.
So another draw at midfield. W&J has been tremendous on the draw so far in this first half, winning almost every one of them. Harvey puts it up in the air. They've got secondary draw control most of the time. Not this time, however, as Schweiger came in, but the ball was loose. Schweiger tried to get it, and I believe coming away with it was Lauren Brown for W&J. It is President's possession. A forward pass to Iwancic. It's a 3-on-1 for W&J. Up ahead they work at the Callis. Callis shoots and scores! Or is that Bolger, number 1? It is Bolger. And the Presidents jump back on top, 4-3.
So Ashley Bolger gets on the board here. That is her 59th goal. She is now 4 goals shy of the school record of 63 goals in the season, set 4 years ago by Brittany Fradkin.
Number 1, Ashley Bolger.
Draw was initially won by W&J, but then they forced a 50-50 ball on the far side of the field, the high side, which resulted in a 3-on-1 and a goal for Ashley Bolger. We're going to get our first time out of the game. I believe St. Vincent College took it. We have 17:57 remaining in the first half. Your score, Washington and Jefferson 4 and St. Vincent College 3. We'll be right back on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Welcome you back to Alexandre Stadium. Coverage of the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship. Washington and Jefferson with a 4-3 lead over St. Vincent College. You're watching live coverage of the Ohio River Lacrosse Conference and the Women's Lacrosse Championship here on the PAC Sports Network. From live games to full replays to blog articles to player of the game interviews. It's all there. PACstream.net. Ashley Bolger, her first of the game. 59th of the season at 12:03. The go-ahead goal right now. This game has gone back and forth. Washington and Jefferson scored first. The Bearcats tied it, and we've had that script throughout this first half so far. We stand at 4-3.
No surprise so far, Maggie Nelson leading scorer in the conference with 2 goals for St. Vincent, and Monica Iwancic with 2 goals for Washington Jefferson. Last time these two teams got together 2 weeks ago in the big win by the Presidents, Iwancic had 6 goals to lead Washington and Jefferson.
Nelson was held to just 2 in that game, so W&J did a good job to slow her down in a face-off and a procedure call against a push, actually, against St. Vincent College. So possession after that draw goes in favor of the Presidents, and on the run comes Iwancic, the junior. She's been a star so far in this game. Works her way down the near side, right side, gets triple teamed right at the 8. So she'll pull it back out, reset for the Presidents. Being forced down below by Emma Weaver. Dumps it in behind the net to Bolger. Bolger from Parkland High School out east. Allentown, Pennsylvania, native. Tries to walk out and survey along the left goal line. Finds a cutter, a little too high for Kalos. Pass is loose. Kalos trying to track it down. Does win possession. Coach Valerio, Rick, was very complimentary of the overall game of Caroline Kalos.
Oh, no doubt. She's such a complete player, perhaps the most complete player in this conference. Gets it done assist-wise, leads the conference in assists, has nearly 80 points on the season, and also does a good job getting ground balls as well for the team. She does it all on both ends of the field.
2 times this year, 4 times the Presidents were named Defensive Player of the Week. 2 times Kalos had won that award, so she can do it at both ends of the field for the Presidents. Bolger tries to walk out. She'll dump it. Harvey catches. No shooting angle. She's forced all the way outside of the arc. Good job on the defense by St. Vincent College. And on the right side, Diana Harvey will keep possession for the Presidents, and she'll just saunter her way down below the goal line. Flips it to Bolger on a patient look. Sticking over to guard Bolger along the goal line is Piampiano. Bolger is over there on the left side. She walks out. She's kind of cleared out. She has Iwancic over there, but no one else. Finds a cutter from behind, and that is Harvey. But Harvey can't find a shooting lane, so she pulls it out at the 12 and resets for the Presidents. 15:50 to go in the first half. Good catch. Better save. Turning shot by Kalos, but reaching to her right to make the save was Maria Franey.
Great job to set up that shot there. Diana Harvey looking inside, finding Kalos, as you said, on the shot there. But Franey, again, coming up big. That is 3 very good saves for her in this first half.
Franey looks for a clear as teammates going all over the place. A little short pass, and Katie Uring actually collided with her own teammate. And that creates a 50-50 ball and a ground ball, which is won by the Presidents, Holly Deloach. So the clear does not work. And the Presidents are on the attack once again, leading by a goal. Alex Dekos will flip it beyond the net. Bolger will try to walk out. Back to Dekos now on the left goal line extended. And now at the top of the field, high side of the field, that's where Iwancic will reset. Iwancic is guarded by Wallerstadt. Iwancic patient. One player runs through, but not many. Now comes a player out from behind the net, and that's what you do. You run a player or two through, and then you'll reset. Maybe try to set a screen or two, but this time instead of being down low, it's Kalos setting up at the point. Runs into the 12 and drops it back to Harvey. Harvey to the left, has a teammate open. Try to get in, ducks under and scores! Iwancic has the hat trick, but we get a penalty. I think it's going to be a headshot, but they're going to wave it off. I believe that's going to be a good goal and the hat trick for the junior Monica Iwancic.
Referee's discussing it, Bob. Let's see what the call is. That was a quick discussion by the officials.
You can see Iwancic ducked under a couple of those. I believe they're saying it's a good goal, and they're going to give a card for a headshot to Sarah Wallerstadt. Head contact is the call. First time in the game that W&J has a 2-goal advantage.
Monica Iwancic.
Iwancic now 40 goals on the season, a milestone goal for her. She has scored 9 goals in the 2 contests between these 2 squads.
Iwancic had 2 assists and a pair of goals in the 16-10 win over Mount St. Joseph in the semifinal. So Wallerstadt has a card. Keep that in mind, because now Wallerstadt and McMillan each have gotten a yellow card. If you get a second yellow card, it's a mandatory red card. And that means you get to hit the showers, figuratively, a little bit early. Speaking of that, I think you should knock on wood, because there is rain expected in the area, but it has held off so far. It is overcast here at Alexandre Stadium.
Talking to Coach Valerio from Washington Jefferson before the game, the Ohio River Lacrosse Conference, only in its second year of existence, does not get an automatic qualifier into the NCAA Division III tournament, but will next year. Kind of a long shot to get a bid into the tournament, regardless of which team wins this game.
Loose ball finally scooped up by Jess Euler for St. Vincent College. Interesting, because it's normally a 4-year wait to get an automatic bid because of the Heartland Conference and the President's Athletic Conference both had established conferences. That wait was made only 2 years, so an automatic bid will come next year. St. Vincent College trailing by 2 for the first time, 5-3. They have possession. That's Nelson, Maggie Nelson, and Nelson is just being guarded in a tight man-to-man by Wansek. I'm sure she's used to that, but she breaks free, stops back to the left, couldn't get a backhanded shot off, had a triple team, and now her pass was stolen away by Diana Harvey. Harvey on the attack, trying to counter for the Presidents. Flips it up ahead, finds the basket of Dekos. Dekos on the right side. Her pass, though, behind a cutting Holly DeLoach. That's going to roll out of play, and that's a turnover for the Presidents.
Started out to be a good fast break there. Great steal anticipation by Diana Harvey. Set it up in a very nice pass out to Dekos, but unfortunately Dekos a little too far on her pass, and the turnover by the Presidents.
St. Vincent turns it over, and a cause turnover for Lauren Brown. And Brown around the perimeter is fouled. Not a card foul. She's going to get a free position, but probably not a shooting angle. She's about a yard or two away from the 12-yard out on the high side. 12-yard arc. Flips it to Harvey, who makes a run inside the 8 on the near side. She'll step in beyond the net. On that previous possession, Rick, you had thought of almost mirroring that 3-on-1 break, which resulted in the goal earlier for W&J, but the pass misfired. But the cause turnover got the ball back for the Presidents. Trying to spin in. Iwancic takes a shot. That's a head contact, I believe, as well. That might be Emma Weaver going to the penalty box, which will be the third time in this game that St. Vincent has carded. Second time that Iwancic has taken some head contact. No card on that one, so just a free position opportunity for Iwancic. She'll fire from distance, from 8. Save. Franey knocked it up in the air with a cross and then grabbed the rebound out of the air. Franey has looked good, a freshman. She has looked unaffected in this championship game as far as nerves go, even though she trails 5-3. Presidents have 10 shots on goal. On the outlet near side is Katie Stallings. Good defense, though. W&J has been splendid on defense in this first half. Goldstrom, specifically the senior, 35 career games, now 36 career games for Desiree Goldstrom, so she's got experience. Lost it out of bounds, however. Quickly, the Bearcats get it to Nelson. That's who you want to have. But we get a procedure, a penalty against W&J, and now Nelson gets an opportunity on a free position. Maggie Nelson, just 5 of 10 on the season in free position opportunities. Her angle is right to left from the 8. There's the whistle. Doesn't get a shooting angle and a quick whistle, and I believe that W&J may have encroached early, so we get a do-over.
Linthicum called for the infraction there, Bob.
Maybe more room this time for Nelson. Bounce shot, score! There was more room, and that is the hat trick for Maggie Nelson. She makes it 5-4. The Bearcats are back within 1.
She has now, I hate to harp on this, but 137 career goals, the team record. Bear in mind, she's only a sophomore, Bob. The team record is 172, set by Hannah Doblik back in 2001 through 2004. She's only got 35 left to go. If she stays healthy, and we sure hope she does, she is going to shatter the record book for St. Vincent.
71 goals this year for Maggie Nelson. Rick mentioned it earlier. She broke the record last year that Alyssa Lang had with 63 goals. So 66 as a freshman and now 71 as a sophomore. We get an injury after that free position. Looking at the left ankle of one of the W&J defenders.
Maggie Nelson, also a soccer player in the fall for St. Vincent.
It's one thing in looking at these players, Rick, that I like at the lower levels of college and more Division III here,
Right,
you
right.
get a chance to play multiple sports, and it's kind of a neat thing that you don't see at the higher levels.
Yeah, it's it kind of aligns with the smaller schools in high school. You get the 3 sport stars. You don't see that very much, and certainly at the college level, you don't see the 2 sport stars. But it is refreshing to see that here at the D3 level.
If I've got my cheaters right, that is actually Allison Onslow, the freshman defender from Erie, Pennsylvania, and Villa Maria Academy, who is limping off on that left ankle. She is able to put some weight on it, being helped off by the training staff.
Onslow had a great game from her defensive position in the semifinals against Mount St. Joseph's. 7 ground balls to lead the team in that contest.
Catherine Hooper, the sophomore from Hempfield Area High School in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, checks into the lineup for W&J. They lead it 5-4 after the Nelson hat-trick goal on the free position. And Wansik with a hat-trick for St. Vincent, or for Washington and Jefferson. And Nelson the hat-trick for St. Vincent. So a 5-4 lead for the Presidents and a draw at midfield. It's been Harvey, the senior, and Nelson, the sophomore, on the draws. Do we get a different player, it looks like, in now for St. Vincent, as Nelson did not do a good job. No, it is, check it, it is Wallerstedt, the junior. Wallerstedt pushes it forward and controls the draw for the Bearcats. Down the right side, her pass behind Nelson. Loose, scooped up, trying to tie the game, and knocked to the ground. Hand to Carroll, the junior. And that's sort of an inadvertent contact, but contact nonetheless. I believe it was Harvey.
Nice job there by Carroll to get that ground ball and then hustle inside, take the hit. She did not play in the first meeting between these 2 contests, and Coach Jim Walters said that could be a big difference here this afternoon.
She's 8 away, free possession angle left to right. She'll walk it in, can't get a shooting angle. It was indeed Harvey who had the contact. They tried to get it underneath. Ball was deflected away. It was Wallerstedt had it temporarily, then the Presidents converged, and they work it back to their goaltender, the junior, Michaela Maloki. Maloki turns it over, so they can't clear. An opportunity on the turnover, a goal! Naomi Schweiger ties it at 5 for St. Vincent College.
One of the few mistakes you'll see this year from Maloki there, a bad pass out. Schwager intercepts it and uses that good speed, the freshman from Greater Latrobe. Another local product goes in, a nice low shot there for the goal, and all of a sudden we're all tied up again.
She gets a goal, her first of the match and 8th of the season. Skip number 2, Naomi Schwager.
Schwager, her 8th on the turnover. She knew exactly what to do with it. You mentioned just the freshman from Latrobe. She's a biology major. Played 4 years of lacrosse at Latrobe High School. Also 1 year of field hockey, and she swam for a year. So pretty good all-around athletic background, for Schweiger. 2 goals in a row for the Bearcats to tie this match at 5 apiece. Nelson and Harvey on the draw once again. And the secondary win on the face-off for Lauren Brown. Picking up the loose ball on the ground. Ball is Euler for St. Vincent. She'll work it to the near side to Hannah Carroll, the junior. To Nelson. Nelson cuts inside. Open. Shot. Save. Good read and a better job to get the basket up and make the save by Maloki. Turns it over, however. The steal. The shot hits the crossbar by Wallerstedt. And closest to the miss is St. Vincent College, the 2nd straight turnover, and it almost gave St. Vincent their first lead.
Yeah, Maluki's got to be more careful clearing the ball there, Bob. It's, as you said, the 2nd straight time she almost gave up a goal because of her own mistake.
Made a big save, but couldn't make the clear, and then I think she got a piece of that, although the shot was from in tight, and they do. The Presidents work it back to Maloki, the goaltender, and it's possession for the Presidents. Coach Valerio told us that her intern assistant is Kaylee Ezzo, who was a goalkeeper and a goalkeeper coach. She was a former assistant at Hiram College. She said that Maloki and Ezzo work well together. Loose ball with Maloki out of the net, opportunity for a goal. Maloki makes the save on the shot from 8 from Carroll. And look at the Presidents with their heads down, knowing that they've dodged 2 bullets in a row.
Maloki, good hustle there. She was all the way out of the offensive zone, bring it up close to midfield there, and hustled all the way back to make the save there and save the goal attempt there by St. Vincent.
That's a heart-stopping moment for everyone in red and black. Shot from down low on the right side near the goal line, taken by Hannah Carroll. She missed it, but the Bearcats in a race to be closest to the ball. Not sure if W&J won that or not, because that was good hustle by Linthicum, the junior. I think she got closest to that miss. The junior Linthicum from York Catholic in Stewartstown, Pennsylvania. It is President's ball in their own zone. Loose ball on the turf. Chance for Shoplick to make a steal, and she comes up with the GB for the Bearcats. Walks along the left goal line. Sends it in front. Shot. Score! Katie Uring. And the Bearcats have their first lead at 6-5.
Katie Uring, one of the team captains, more known for her defensive prowess, but she made no mistake there, putting that away in the upper right-hand portion of the goal. And wow, St. Vincent here on a roll.
Score number 25, Katie Uring.
3 straight goals.
Uring's goal puts St. Vincent in front. Your score, the Bearcats 6, the Presidents 5. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back on the PAC Sports Network.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Hey fans, if you want to purchase a DVD keepsake copy of today's game, you can email the PAC Sports Network. The email address is info, at pacstream.net, PACSTERAM.net. DVDs of today's broadcast are just $25. With Rick Smith, Bob Workwis, Randy Gore is our producer and director. Kristen Gore running the camera. Pretty good match so far, 6-5, 3 unanswered, Rick, for the Bearcats to take their first lead.
Oh, absolutely. Great stuff here. They've really taken control of the advantage offensively here in the last few minutes. And we'll see if St. Vincent can turn things around here. Coach Valerio, I'm sure, had some words of wisdom for the young presidents during that timeout.
It's interesting because the first of the 3 unanswered goals resulted in a turnover, or on a free position goal. The second was a turnover, and then W&J did have possession on this last opportunity. They gave it away, and the Bearcats turned it into their 6th goal. So another draw, Harvey and Nelson, and we get a whistle and a do-over. One of those sports where you get do-overs. We used to have those. We used to have those all the time back in the day on the streets.
Playing stickball, right? In the streets of New York.
Street hockey, doesn't matter. Rubber ball, wall ball, we get tons of do-overs. This draw controlled on the secondary opportunity by Kalos. And at Kalos will duck in behind the net. Wansik actually takes possession, and she ducks under some checks very nicely. She took a headshot earlier, head contact, I should say.
That was a good job defensively, though, by Emma Weaver of St. Vincent to run her behind the goal.
Yeah, well, it's another fast break opportunity. Here's a cut and a shot and a save as Harvey, the senior, denied by the freshman Franey. And Franey in the crease is able to pounce on that loose ball rebound.
Well, we talked all about Michaela Maloki, the goaltender for Washington Jefferson, prior to the game and how she would be a key. But Rhea Franey, another big save. She has really played well here in this first half.
Making the Panthers proud back in Export, Pennsylvania. The Franklin Regional product turnover as St. Vincent loses possession on the near sideline. Stallings couldn't control.
Franey had a big game against Transylvania, too, in the semis, Bob. 11 saves in that game.
You had to, too, because Transylvania, a very good team. They shut down some pretty good goal scorers in that contest. Come from man, that game was back and forth, much like this one has been in the first half. Opportunity on the attack for Dekos down the right side for the Presidents. She'll step down below the goal line and set up the offense, which is what W&J has done for most of this quarter, most of this half, I should say. There's a cutter, but Brown didn't have any room. She was followed through the 8-meter arc by Uring. And so the Presidents will now bring it out on top at the point, top of the formation for Harvey. Harvey's going to go one-on-one to the right side, still coming right. Good secondary defense by McMillan to deny. Bolger, pass, lost. Turnover, McMillan for the Bearcats. Outlets the Weaver. Weaver up to midfield to Schweiger. And here come the Bearcats on the attack. Schweiger moving from right to left. Flips it up. Off the mark, however, Stallings, not sure if she took her eye off that because she was wide open. She just missed the pass, which creates a turnover, gives the ball to the Presidents. Ball was flipped up ahead for Iwancic, and Iwancic is pressured. Stallings has the turnover for the Bearcats. Here comes Stallings, the sophomore, works down below. Nelson was closest to her, flips it to the opposite side to Hannah Carroll. A pass in front and a whistle. Let's see if that's a violation and a penalty against the Presidents, which it is. That's going to give an opportunity on the free position for Helena Shoplick,
Stop the clock.
the senior from Seton LaSalle. She's at the 8, a little bit of an angle from left to right. Shoplick will walk, she'll bounce. That shot is stopped. Maloki had it. She didn't realize she had it secured, and it came free, but she makes the save on the free position opportunity for Shoplick. Good job to close the 5-hole by the junior Maloki. But now a clear and a turnover, and a walk in, and a goal! Katie Stallings takes the turnover, finds the top of the net. 4 in a row for the Bearcats to lead 7-5.
Great job by the Latrobe product. Katie Stallings did a nice job to steal it away and then turned it into instant offense there. Took about 3 steps and a nice low shot there. And all St. Vincent now here, now leading 2, and they've had the last 4 goals in a row, Bob.
This goal comes at 24-20.
18th of the season.
18th for Stallings. Nelson scored her 3rd of the game at 18-23. Schweiger on the turnover at 19 minutes even. Katie Uring at 21-13, and now Stallings at 24-20. 4 unanswered for the Bearcats to lead by 2.
In less than 6 minutes.
I'm sure the Bearcats are happy with that. Head coach Allison Valeria probably not happy. Several of those goals have resulted for some sloppy clearing attempts by W&J. This face-off on the control goes to Wallerstedt. Wallerstedt puts it up. Nelson trying to scoop it up off the ground, which she will. She'll come down the near side on the attack for the Bearcats. Steps underneath Meyer. Nelson still coming in. Still stutter stepping to the right. Bounces it in, and turning around and stopping it was Maloki. Trying to go 5-0, it snuck through, but Maloki was able to get the big basket on it in the crease.
Boy, how vastly different is this game than the last time these two teams got together, Bob, just 2 weeks ago. At halftime, Washington Jefferson led that game 7-2. Great coaching adjustment here by Jim Walters in his 5th year for St. Vincent.
On their way to a 14-6 win right here at Alexandre Stadium. A turnover as the Bearcats will flip it up the midfield, and it's Jess Euler. Euler up ahead to Schweiger. Schweiger has room to come on the attack. She's on the high side. Steps behind the net. Good to see that Allison Onslow is back in the game for W&J after tweaking an ankle earlier. Bearcats with possession. Left goal line extended for Hannah Carroll. Stallings cutting, getting the pass, and scoring! Katie Stallings takes the feed from Hannah Carroll. 8-5, St. Vincent College.
A great look inside there by Carroll. She just waited for the cutter there and hit her in perfect stride there for the goal. Wow, St. Vincent has really turned up the volume here, if you will, here in this last 6-7 minutes.
St. Vincent goal, her 2nd of the match.
2nd of the match, 19th of the year for Stallings.
Assisted by number 12, Hannah Carroll.
25-35, so 2 goals at 1 minute and 15 seconds. And Hannah Carroll gets the helper for St. Vincent College. 19 on the season now as far as goals for Stallings. And for Hannah Carroll, she picks up assist number 27 on the year. 5 straight for the Bearcats. We were going back and forth. W&J scored 2 unanswered by Bolger, and Iwancic had the hat trick And that last goal for W&J was at 15:29. Since then, it's been all green and gold. This draw is controlled by the Presidents. They'll come down the near side with Harvey. Harvey is forced towards the near sideline by Shoplick.
Very important possession here, obviously, for W&J, Bob. They need to get a goal to get back here, stop the bleeding, but also give their defense a little bit of a rest.
They had a possession before this run started for the Bearcats where they kept the ball for a couple minutes. You'd like one of those. You more importantly like a goal, you're going to get one! Working her way in and spinning with the goal, Caroline Callos. Callos, the sophomore, makes it 8-6.
Out of Governor Mifflin High School over in the Reading area. Last year, the freshman of the year. They call it the newcomer of the year in this conference. And Callos, what a great spin move inside to set up that shot.
First of the match at 44th of the season.
44 on the season now for Caroline Callos. Talked about her defensive prowess, but that was a pretty good offensive move. So the well-rounded game indeed for Callos. Her goal comes at 26-13 and makes it a 2-goal game.
And she does it all, Bob. We see a lot of ground balls, one of the top leaders in the conference in getting ground balls. Also in draws controlled. She's quite adept at that as well. Scoring, assisting. She does indeed do it all.
Her goal and assist gives her 144 career points here at W&J. Cuts the lead to 2, so an important possession indeed. This draw was controlled by Callos. And a whistle on the far sideline. A violation, a penalty called against the Bearcats. And Callos is too quick to get it back in. MJ Malott resets. She's going to move Callos back, actually, outside of the attack zone. Callos at the high side, on the high side of the field. She'll play catch with Lauren Brown, and now Iwancic, who has the hat trick, at the 12. Looking to the left, and short little pass there to Callos. They're going to exchange positions. So patient look at the top of the formation this time for the Presidents. Under 3 to go before halftime. St. Vincent College with an 8-6 lead.
No possession clock yet in the women's game. It's coming though, Bob.
It could be next year.
Well, it will be next year for Division I, but it'll be 2018 for Division II and III.
Underneath, turning shot by Dikos. Hits the far post, and it stays 8-6, and the Bearcats have the rebound behind their own goal. Yeah, maybe 2018, a 90-second possession clock, Rick, in Division III. We could see some possession time kept on the field next year. From what I'm told, we're going to get a foul called and a discussion between the officials. So
Under 2.
We'll see who gets position or possession as the referees are conferring. And you can tell it's green ball as the Bearcats bench applauds. So they'll force it up the midfield to Schweiger. Schweiger's got some speed. She flies down the right side. Schweiger has a goal in this contest. Steps behind the net for the Bearcats, leading by 2. Schweiger with a short little dump to Shoplick. They'll reset. Shoplick comes to the left side of the net. Works near that goal line down low.
First half, 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Shoplick patient. Her pass a little too tall. She flipped it up for Carroll. That creates a loose ball, but forcing it to the far side and scooping it up. No, not yet. Good effort by Hannah Carroll. Carroll was knocked down. I believe that's going to be a foul against W&J. And indeed it is. Dikos, the senior, hands on hips, not happy with the call. So an opportunity, not a shooting opportunity with a free position, but an opportunity to set the possession up for the Bearcats, and they do to Schweiger. Schweiger working on the right wing. Stepping out down low, that's Nelson. Nelson with the HT in this first half. Nelson continuing to come to the left. Just a patient saunter for Maggie Nelson. Look for a high cutter, but Euler couldn't find any room. So the Bearcats reset as we have ticked down to 1:10. Down below the goal line is Nelson. Nelson went to St. John's Catholic Prep High School in Jefferson, Maryland. 4 years of soccer and lacrosse at that school for Nelson, and she's been a big asset the last 2 years for the Bearcats. And there she is, spinning out of a double team. Walk it out to the top of the formation, cuts back to the left, runs into a player, Caroline Callos. Callos is called for the foul. Nelson gets the free position. She earned that. At the 8, angle left to right for Maggie Nelson. Nelson has a free position goal in this game. Nelson has moved back about a half a yard, or half a meter, I guess you could say, to be exact. Spinning that basket around, overlooking Moloki. Doesn't shoot it, dumps it to Euler. Euler down low to Hannah Carroll. Carroll tries to go for Nelson. 3 white shirts around, ground ball scooped up for the Presidents by Iwancic. A good outlet to Harvey. Harvey comes on the counter for the Presidents with 23 seconds to go before halftime. Harvey winds her way towards the left, and she is fouled at the midfield circle with 18 seconds even to go. Chance for the Presidents if they hurry. Callos comes in on the left side, stops on the left side, looks for a trailer, has 2, and Iwancic. And Callos still with the ball. Callos will step in with 4 seconds. Works the way in. She fires it high. They cleared it out for Caroline Callos. She got the shot, but she missed over top. The Presidents try to work it in front. They do dump it in front by Harvey, but that is it. Time runs out. A first half that was back and forth before St. Vincent College scored 5 unanswered after the first 30 minutes at Alexandre Stadium in the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship. Your score, the St. Vincent College Bearcats 8, the Washington and Jefferson Presidents 6. We'll be back right after this on the PAC Sports Network.
Comprised of 10 private institutions and 2 affiliate members, the President's Athletic Conference remains unique in this era of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student-athletes excel in 21 varsity sports as well as the classroom.
Academic and athletic excellence since 1955, the President's Athletic Conference.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference consists of 10 strong academic and athletic institutions spanning Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Since the formation of the HCAC, members have over 100 All-Americans and qualifiers for NCAA Division III national championships. The HCAC sponsors 18 intercollegiate sports. The Heartland Conference, a place where athletic activities are conducted as an integral part of the overall educational experience. Find out more by logging on to heartlandconf.org.
I'm proud to be a president because I've been taught to be a leader, not just through what I say, but through what I do. Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Becca, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Nate, and I'm a sophomore.
I really like W&J and decided to come here because they offered me a great balance between academics and athletics, and both are very important to me, and that's something that's tough to find.
I know W&J is going to give me a great foundation.
W&J has given me a start, and with that start, I can go anywhere.
Mount St. Joseph University. Our mission statement honors our heritage, guides our everyday actions, informs our learning, and inspires us to serve others. Learn more at msj.edu.
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
Someone who paves the way.
Someone who blazes the trail.
A pioneer is a leader.
The leader.
An adventurer.
An adventurer.
Someone who goes where no one has gone before.
Someone who goes
where no one has gone before.
Someone who's the best of the best.
The best of the best.
Someone who is the best of the best.
The leader of the pack.
the leader of the pack.
The leader of the pack.
Someone who is not afraid to go ahead.
To go ahead.
The first.
The first.
The best.
The best.
The trailblazer.
The trailblazer.
A trailblazer.
I am a pioneer.
I am a pioneer.
I'm a pioneer.
I am a pioneer.
Welcome back to Alexandre Stadium in Washington. It is the Ohio River Lacrosse Conference Women's Championship. St. Vincent College leading 8-6 at halftime with Rick Smith, Bob Orquist. Even when this game goes final, you can visit pacstream.net for archived broadcasts, blog articles, and player of the game interviews. Remember, you can also like the PAC Sports Network on Facebook, and please follow us on Twitter, at PAC Sports. 8-6 lead for St. Vincent, a 5-goal stretch where they went unanswered. It was back and forth. Your scoring recap, Monica Iwancic, her first of the game, just 13 seconds in for the Presidents, off an assist from Caroline Kalos, made it 1-0. Maggie Nelson, her first of the game from Stallings at 1:35. Harvey put the Presidents back on top at 2:24. Maggie Nelson got her second and 70th of the season at 9:44. We were tied at 2. Iwancic, her second on a free position at 10:48. The Presidents back out by 1. And then Wallerstedt got her 29th off an assist by Nelson to tie the game at 3 at 11:24. 2 in a row then for the Presidents. Ashley Bolger, her 59th of the year at 12:03. And Iwancic got the hat trick off an assist from Harvey at 15:29. With that 2-goal lead, there was a timeout, and then after that, St. Vincent College scored the next 5 goals. Nelson the hat trick on a free position at 18:23. Naomi Schwager got her 8th at 19 minutes even. Katie Ewing off an assist from Helena Shoplik, her 4th of the year, 21-13, made it 6-5 Bearcats. 2 in a row then for Stallings at 24-20, and then Stallings off a nice pass from Hannah Carroll at 25-23. That made the score 8-5. Stallings with 2 in the game, 19 on the season. But Caroline Kalos got what hopes if you're rooting for the Presidents. A big goal, our 44th of the year at 26-13. That's where we stand at the half. The Bearcats leading the Presidents by a score of 8-6. Rick has some additional stats from the first half.
Yeah, taking a look at some team stats, Bob. The shots in the first half in favor of St. Vincent, 18-15. Ground balls also in favor of St. Vincent, 21-16 in that first half of action. Draw controls Washington Jefferson, a big edge in that, 11-4, their advantage there. And clears by period 12 for St. Vincent, 15 for Washington Jefferson. Free position shots in that first half. St. Vincent had 2. They converted on 1. Washington Jefferson, conversely, had 4 free position shots and converted on 1 as well. Some of the individual stats in the first half caused turnovers. For Washington and Jefferson, Lauren Brown caused 2 in the first half, and Sarah Wallerstedt for St. Vincent caused 2 turnovers as well in the first half. And taking a look at ground balls, Caitlin Linthicum, leading Washington Jefferson with 3 in that first half ground balls. And that big edge by St. Vincent led by a number of players with 3 ground balls in the first half. Jess Hewler, as well as Sarah Wallerstedt, Emma Weaver, and also Katie Stallings. Shots in the first half, not surprisingly, Maggie Nelson, 7 shots for St. Vincent, leading the way. Monica Iwancic with 4 shots, and of course she converted on 3 of them for the hat trick in that first half.
People may look at the record for St. Vincent College and see they're 8-9, but keep in mind this is their 4th straight championship appearance. They lost to Teal College in the President's Athletic Conference in 2013, and then beat Teal in 2014, and then replay that once again. They beat Teal in the initial ORLC championship game last year. They had 6 straight non-conference losses, and Coach Jim Walters told us they played a tougher schedule. You balance that out, your record might not look as good, but your season when it comes to this time of the year. So keep in mind that after starting the year at 0-6, they were 8-3 since So this is a pretty good team, St. Vincent, looking for their second straight ORLC championship and their third championship in a row. For the Presidents, they have won 11 straight. They were semifinalists the last 2 years, and this was the first year they were able to get out of the semifinals and into the championship game. I'll let you fans at home know if you want to purchase a DVD keepsake copy of this game, please email the PAC Sports Network. The email address is info@packstream.net. DVD copies of today's broadcast are just $25. At halftime, the score, St. Vincent College 8, Washington and Jefferson 6. We'll take a break. Back with more action right after this on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
At Alexandre Stadium, Bob Workus, Rick Smith on the PAC Sports Network. Halftime of the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship. St. Vincent leading 8-6. Quick keys for both teams in the second half, Rick.
Well, I think for Washington and Jefferson, they had that one bad spell there where they gave up too much possession time to St. Vincent. They need to avoid any type of recurrence of that, obviously. And I think St. Vincent just keep doing what you're doing. They played extremely well in this first half. They've got their confidence back after getting beat up 2 weeks ago by this Washington and Jefferson team. I think they're going to come out here very confident in the second half of their abilities. So I don't see any big changes for St. Vincent. But I think Washington Jefferson's got to shore things up a little bit and try to limit the possession of this high-powered Bearcats offense.
Yesterday in the semifinals, St. Vincent and Transylvania were tied at 7 at halftime. A little different for W&J. Although that game was tied with 21-26 left at 9-9 before W&J, salted it away.
Yeah, St. Vincent's win in particular was very interesting against Transylvania. That game was tied up 13-13 with 14 minutes and 46 remaining. Transylvania got a goal to tie it up, and then Maggie Nelson scored less than 2 minutes later. Sarah Wallerstedt would add another one. That was the final score, 15-13. But I think the notable thing there is they shut out Transylvania, and that's a high-powered offense at Transylvania. Shut them out for the last 14 minutes and 46 seconds of that contest.
It was funny how that went back and forth, and then for the last 14 minutes,
right,
just those two goals, which worked in the favor of the Bearcats. The teams will flip-flop. And the red and black of W&J, another face-off winning. Wansik has it, and Wansik was crashed into by McMillan, so that's a foul. So right to left across the screen for the Presidents on the attack. Kalos gets a return pass, whips it in! 20 seconds in to the second half. The Presidents on the board. It's 8-7.
That's what you want to do if you're Washington Jefferson. Just come right down. We had a goal, I believe, scored in the first 13 seconds in the first half. And this one, Jake's just 20 seconds off the second half clock to get on the scoreboard here by the Presidents.
Assisted by, for the 100th point of her career, number 9, Alex Dicos.
And there you go, a momentous goal for Alex Dicos as she gets her 100th point on the helper for Kalos. 20 seconds in, a good start for the Presidents.
Yeah, and fittingly, the Governor Mifflin products from the Reading area hook up on that momentous goal there.
They're saying there's chemistry between the two.
Obviously.
Kalos, the sophomore. Decos, the senior. Doesn't matter. They're still both Governor Mifflin graduates. Good opportunity, and who else but Nelson? She came streaking down the right side in tight but missed. St. Vincent moving left to right, by the way, in the green and gold with the white trim as well. They're closest to the mist. Behind the net, it's Hannah Carroll with possession. Carroll walks out, guarded there by Onslow. Finds a trailer down below the goal line. That's Nelson. We saw Nelson make a tremendous pass in the first half to Wallerstedt for a goal from down low behind the goal line. She's being forced by Goldstrom on the left goal line. Lob pass high in the air. And that's loose out of the basket of Euler. And that allows Michaela Maloki to come out and jump on that. Just too much hang time on that, Rick.
Yeah, that one almost brought rain, Bob, and that's we get a lot of potential for that here this afternoon.
We're going to have to stop those kind of passes then moving forward. It has been overcast, but the rain has held off, which is a good thing. And let's hope it holds off till this match can be completed. That's a unforced turnover in their own zone. The pass too tall for Amber Meyer. And the Presidents turn it over to the Bearcats.
Talked about Maloki with the head coach. Coach Valerio mentioned she's from Bishop Ireton High School, and that is one of the top programs in the country. Right now ranked number 6 in the country by USA Today.
In front, score! Great find, wide open. Katie Uring gets her second of the game for the Bearcats. And St. Vincent College back on top, 9-7.
Yeah, I was mentioning earlier, Katie Uring, much more noted for her defensive prowess, but she was first-team all-conference last year, but getting that second goal here. She had a big game defensively against Transylvania. 5 ground balls in that win over the Pioneers. But she is coming up real big on the offensive side of the field here for the Bearcats so far this afternoon.
Who got the assist?
18.
Sarah Wallerstedt with the assist. That was a great pass. Uring, her second of the game. Just her 5th of the season. Excuse me, it's Wallerstedt, good pass because the timing was such that it got Uring wide open in front of Maloki, and she did the rest. Another face-off controlled. The Presidents have been dominant. It's a run for Kalos. Comes right up the middle. Can't find the lane, so she pulls it out to the near side. Flips it down low. Bolger. And keep in mind the Bearcats have done a good job of limiting the play of Ashley Bolger. She just has 1 goal in this game. She hasn't been a factor at times. They're well aware of her talents. Iwancic has a hat trick, has it knocked away. Bolger, 58 goals to lead the Presidents. 73 points, second on the team coming into this game. Kalos was the leading point scorer on the year for W&J. Loose ball and a whistle late. And that's going to be a foul called against St. Vincent. Tell you who the player is as soon as she turns around. It's Emma Weaver. She probably thought she deserved better. Free position. Kalos whips it wide. And Kalos 3 steps from the 8 and fired it wide of the near post. Puts her head down. But Deloach closest to the miss, so it's Presidents retaining. They have possession behind the net. They'll walk it out in front. There's a Iwancic moving to the right. Oh, tricky shot from about 6 meters. Didn't expect that, but she missed the top corner. And again, the Presidents closest to the missed shot. W&J will set it up in the basket of Kalos. She'll walk it up to the left goal line. And now there's room. She spins inside the check and scores! Caroline Kalos has the hat trick. She has scored the last 3 goals for the Presidents. And Washington and Jefferson pulls back within 1.
Great move there by Kalos. She had a defender all over. There was Alex Piampiano, the sophomore, and somehow she's able to get around her, get in tight, and then put that in the top shelf, that shot there by Kalos, showing you why she's one of the top players here for Washington Jefferson all season long, and she's just a sophomore.
Piampiano, you almost can't play defense any better than that.
Right.
Callis did a good job. You can see it was a clear out and a one-on-one on the near side, but she was able to duck under Piampiano and then get in tight and beats Franey to make it 9-8. Another draw at midfield. This is where the most obvious advantage in this game belongs to W&J, as Wallerstedt comes in to try to take the face-off against Harvey, and we get a violation against the Presidents. So they do give possession to the Bearcats and Euler. Euler skirts to her left, and she's on the run down the left wing side. Jess Euler, the senior from Greensburg Central Catholic. Her second straight championship game. How about Kelsey McMillan, the senior defender, sometimes midfielder for the Bearcats, has played in all 4 championship games in a row for St. Vincent College.
Yeah, she was second team all conference on defense last year, but as you said, she'll play midfield as well out of Medina, Ohio.
And this is Nelson, who has the hat trick and an astounding 71 goals on the season, a whistle. And where's that foul? Was it on Nelson or was it away from where the ball was?
It's a great pass inside. Wallerstedt using that good height advantage she has. She looks like about the tallest player on the field. Went up to get that, but that whistle was blown right after she went up to get that pass.
Well, you mentioned that Wallerstedt, the biology major, played basketball at Thomas Wooten High School in Rockville, Maryland. You can see that she is one of the taller players out there. Is it going to be a free position for Wallerstedt at the 8 at will?
She was second team all conference last year as well for St. Vincent.
Wallerstedt has a goal in this game. She has the left to right angle at the 8-meter arc with Maloki. And there are W&J defenders down low. Can they get there to cut the angle off, or can Wallerstedt fire? She'll walk, she'll come right, and has the ball dislodged from behind. I want to say that was Linthicum who made that defensive play. And it's a turnover, and here come the Presidents, although they misfire. A chance, though, for Decos to knock it down, and 3 players spill on the far sideline. It's a foul called against the Bearcats.
It was a good pass there, I thought, by Onslow to Decos, but I think she was a little guilty there, Bob, of looking ahead before she actually got that ball into the cross.
I think so, yeah, like a receiver in football turning to run before catching the ball. Fortunately, she was fouled, so she will have the free position near the far sideline at the top of the high side of the field. She'll walk it in for the Presidents, trying to tie this game. Just 5 minutes into the second half. In front, that pass, they try to make a concerted effort this time to find Bolger, and Bolger is fouled from behind, and Ashley Bolger, the senior, will get a free position from the 8, angle right to left.
Piampiano with the foul there, Bob.
An opportunity to tie the game. Bolger will walk it in tight, try to shoot it, knocked away. Good coverage defense by Ewing, but we get another whistle. And Bolger's going to get a chance to do it again. Resets the cross and the feet and the face guard, does Bolger. Sets it up on the right side again. Fires and scores! Second of the game for Ashley Bolger. And the Presidents tie this game at 9.
Big goal there for Washington Jefferson. Ashley Bolger coming off that huge performance. 6 goals against Mount St. Joseph's in the semifinals.
Her second of the match and
she's got 60 goals now on the season, Bob.
Ashley Bolger.
Just 3 shy of the school record for a season.
Free position goal for Bolger, second of the game. Comes at 4:59. The Presidents trailed by 2 at halftime. They've scored 3 of the 4 goals here in the second half. And the sheet is clean once again. We're at 9-9, so the script has to be rewritten somewhere. Face-off draw was forced back, and it's won by Sarah Wallerstedt. Wallerstedt gets it up ahead. There's Nelson on the right side. Good forced defense, though, by Linthicum. Linthicum knocks her behind the net. Nelson gets it in front. That found the basket of Shoplick, and then Shoplick was fouled. And Helena Shoplick, the senior from Seton LaSalle, her 3rd straight championship game. She's going to get a free position opportunity Her angle is going to be left to right.
It's great vision there by Nelson on that pass. She was almost fully behind the net there, Bob, when she let that go.
She was on the move, too. Shoplick moves to the right, forced on the defense, and that's a violation called against St. Vincent. I was thinking as Shoplick lined up for that free position, Rick, she's probably pretty comfortable wearing green and gold. She has done that at least for the last 8 years. Moving to St. Vincent College from St. LaSalle. This ball is forced out towards midfield. Who's going to scoop up the grounder? It's Lauren Brown. Brown in traffic finds Iwancic. She'll reverse it back to Linthicum. Back to Iwancic. Up the field. On the attack, Amber Meyer, the senior, steps into the attack zone. She'll get it to one of the players used to playing offense. That's Kalos, and then she'll reset positions with Harvey. As Kalos comes down the left side, finds a cutter, he wants a shot, save. Good save that time by Franny up high with the basket.
Another big save by Franny here. She had a great first half for the Bearcats.
17 shots on goal for the Presidents. They lead that category 17-15. We're tied at 9. Loose ball up ahead. Bulger turns and scores on the turnover. W&J back on top at 10-9.
Yeah, Ashley Bulger just had one goal in the first half, but she's had two here in the first 6 minutes and 23 seconds of the second half to lead this comeback here by Washington Jefferson. They are now back on top.
W&J goal, her third of the match and 61st of the season. Scored by number 1, Ashley Bulger.
6:23.
Number 7, Caroline Kalos.
Kalos with the great pass off the turnover. I think Ashley might have been offended that I said she has been held in check in this game. She's got 2 in a row. And the Presidents are back on top, 10-9, timeout. St. Vincent College will take a timeout as well. The Presidents leading by 1. You're watching the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship right here on the PAC Sports Network.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Ovarian cancer affects hundreds of thousands of women annually. They're our sisters, aunts, mothers, and friends. When we come together, we can positively impact the lives of everyone touched by ovarian cancer, because ovarian cancer is more than a woman's disease. And together, we can save lives. Visit ovarian.org to get involved or make a donation. Thank you for being a part of the impact.
To purchase a DVD keepsake copy of today's game, just email the PAC Sports Network at info@packstream.net, info@packstream, PACSTETREAM.net. DVDs of today's broadcast are just $25. Alongside Rick Smith, Bob Workwis, Randy Gore, our producer and director here in the booth. Kristen Gore is running the camera. Thanks to them for their help. Hopefully you're enjoying coverage of this. This has been a good match through and through. Still 23-37 to go, but a 10-9 lead for W&J. Rick, first time they led since it was 5-4 at the 18-23 mark of the first half. That's when St. Vincent went on that 5-goal unanswered run.
Yeah, it was a big run there by the Bearcats there midway to later into the first half, but a similar run now here by the Presidents has got them back on top. So good matchup here. We were talking to Jim Walters, the head coach, before the game here. You could tell he was confident, and I think you touched on a key point in that confidence and the reason for it, Bob, and that's the fact that, again, this is the 4th straight championship game that this team has played in. So these seniors in particular have a lot of experience in these big games.
Another draw. It'll be Nelson back in for the Bearcats against Harvey, who has been responsible for a lot of possessions, either winning the draws or secondary control for the Presidents. There's a 50-50 ball. And out of the pack comes Iwancic. Flips it near side, though, behind Brown, but there's support in Bulger. Presidents have possession and the lead. Moving from left to right is Kalos. Finds a trailer. I'm trying to go underneath. Harvey with a sneaky shot, but a good save with the cross to our right by Franey.
So you don't see shots like that very often. It was kind of like a backhand shot there, Bob.
Even back, almost underneath, too. She was sort of turning her upper torso towards the ground, parallel to the ground with that backhander.
Very creative.
And Franey, though, was able to make that save. Possession, though, retained by the Presidents. Bolger will walk out. She faces a triple team. Finds a cutter, can't find Wancic. And that ball knocked away. McMillan had it, and then she was challenged, and then we get a whistle.
It was a Wancic and knocked that loose there. He's trying to, a long clearing pass was going to be attempted there, but Wancic was right on top of that. And now she's going to get...
That's a Bearcat foul.
Yeah.
So give Wancic credit. The junior from Pine Richland High School has the hat trick in this contest. She gets a free position opportunity. She has scored a free position goal in this game in the first half. Trying to put the Presidents up by 2. Angle is right to left from the 8. There's a false start on both green and white. And they say, go away, Kelsey McMillan, and she's shoot away 4 meters behind. Wancic will fire and hits the post. Rebound, though, into the basket of Deloach. Near side, finds Lauren Brown. Brown's open, switches hands and scores! It's 11-9, W&J.
Lauren Brown with a big goal, her first one of this contest. She scored 3 in the semifinals against Mount St. Joseph, the junior, out of Novi, Michigan, just out of the Detroit area in the Detroit suburbs. But the junior with a huge goal there for the Presidents.
Picked up that rebound after the shot hit the post and the missed free possession. And for Lauren Brown, her 11th goal of the year. W&J leads 11-9. They've scored 4 unanswered and 5 of the 6 goals in the second half.
Washington Jefferson is starting to get that confidence back. What a great job by Coach Valeri over the last 3 years. This is a program just 2 seasons ago did not win a contest. Got to the semifinals. Last year went 9-5, and now trying to win a conference championship under the third-year coach.
Another draw. Well, Coach Valerio, Rick, told us that 3 years ago. They had 10 losses and 10 players. In tight shot, it's the post again. Kalos got in close and hit the near side pipe in the upper 90. And this time the Bearcats come away with possession, and they come away with a counterattack. So she said it's about changing the culture. She told us non-complacency. That's
right.
Their motto.
Modeled after the Yukon basketball program, no less.
And a pretty good program to model after right there. She says that's her favorite team. And she's got the Presidents into the championship game for the first time in school history. Bearcats, trailing by 2, have this possession, though. They've been in 4 straight championship games, winning 2 for St. Vincent College. Hannah Carroll on the near side. Schweiger goes for a cut. She's not open. And that was secondary cut from the opposite side by Shoplik. And just holding it near side patient is Carroll. Carroll's going to dump it down low to Maggie Nelson. The near side defenders are Amber Meyer, and then closest to the goal line is Diana Harvey, the midfielder, back playing in a defensive position. Flipping behind the net through the Bearcats, that's Wallerstedt. Wallerstedt from Rockville, Maryland will walk it up to the near side goal line extended. Tries to fake a break and then steps back behind the goal line. And now comes back out in front. Wallerstedt. Remember, no checking in the girls' game, so there is contact, however. And sometimes they get away with it. That's Goldstrom trying to guard Wallerstedt. Wallerstedt finally dumps it off to Maggie Nelson. Top of the formation at the point. Nelson trying to spin underneath Dekos. Comes back to the near side and can't find a lane. So it's either a patient set for St. Vincent or good defense for W&J.
Or a little of both.
Probably that. There's a pass. Oh, a turning shot. And that missed. Good job to find the second cutter. I want to say Wallerstedt maybe? Wallerstedt or Carroll.
No, that was Wallerstedt. Good call the first time around there. Great look inside there by Maggie Nelson.
We know about our goal scoring, Rick, but she's been pretty effective passing the ball in this game too. She has an assist and set up a couple of other good opportunities. Closest to the miss were the Bearcats, so they retain possession. They'll go behind the net. They find a cutter, and that pass is off the mark. Shoplick couldn't control it. Forced to the high side of the field, all the way towards the left sideline. And with that grounder, it comes into the basket of Hannah Carroll. Carroll for the Bearcats, trailing by 2. Steps inside a pair of defenders. Has a shooting lane and misses the near post. We get a whistle, though, and a penalty. Schweiger was closest to the miss, but it's going to result in a card in the first card of the game for W&J. McMillan and Wallerstedt were carded in the first half for the Bearcats. Amber Meyer, the senior from Pittsburgh, it's a habit. Pittsburgh, New York, goes to the sideline, and this is a man-up situation, but a free position opportunity for Hannah Carroll.
All that set up by a good hustle on the far side of the field by Carroll, who ended up with that ground ball, but also Katie Stallings as well, hustling very well for the Bearcats to set up this free position opportunity.
Stepping, walking in tight and firing it over the top of the cage. Good job to come over by Goldstrom to force that shot high, but again, we get another penalty, so the miss will not count. They're going to give Stallings a do-over on the free position from the 8, left to right.
Gets Hannah Carroll, actually, it's going to take this, right?
Oh, Carroll, sorry. I did say Stallings. It is Carroll. 2 in a row for Carroll. Thank you. Carroll's going to walk in this time. Can't find a shooting angle. 3 white shirts in front of her. Trying to kill off this penalty situation. They find a cutter to the Bearcats. It's Shoplick. Shoplick forced out of there by Onslow. Onslow's pass, or the pass to Nelson, was deflected. Comes all the way to the near side. The grounder scooped up by Euler.
It was Linthicum that tipped that pass. Nice job to stop that crossing pass.
Down low, working is Hannah Carroll for the Bearcats. Carroll also plays basketball at St. Vincent College. She's a business major, gets it in front. Turning shot, and it was blocked partially by Maloki. We have players falling down. Nelson. And did it go out of bounds? Nelson doesn't like the call, so I believe that's going to give possession to W&J. That's always the telltale sign. The player who puts their palms outstretched usually is the one called with a foul. That pass down low, and the opportunity. Stallings was down low. Also down low was Shoplick, but I want to say Maloki got a piece of it. Now a turnover is a violation, a penalty called against W&J, gives the ball right back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Lauren Brown from W&J got into the offensive zone there.
Yep, there it is, a illegal procedure call. A cutter, and that's too high for Stallings. But it is picked up by Euler. Euler will reset on the right side for the Bearcats. To the point, top of the formation at the 12. It's in the basket of Wallerstedt. She moves to the left. 18 minutes to go in the second half. 11-9 W&J. Good pass to find Nelson, but Nelson is swarmed over. And a great defensive play. Dekos comes away with the ball for the Presidents.
Great double team there by...
That's a slash.
Yeah. That was a great double team defense there.
That's a card.
Oh.
On Schweiger.
Yeah, Linthicum and Dekos there, and Dekos coming away with the ball.
Do you think that at any time during her career that Nelson has felt the defense converge on her like that?
Oh, I'm thinking she has and she will for 2 more years.
I'm going to say yes and yes. She's a tremendous goal scorer. She has a hat trick in this game, does Maggie Nelson. 71 on the season. Here comes the counterattack for the Presidents. We're even up now with both players off on a card, although waiting to come in is Amber Meyer, and she is in. So the Presidents have a man advantage situation. They have an 11-9 lead. They've outshot St. Vincent 22-15. They've outscored the Bearcats 5-1 here in the second half. There's an opportunity on the near side of the field for Kalos to set up the attack for W&J. She moves to the right at the 8 and now forces back out. She's forced back out, I should say, by Weaver to the 12. Ball finds the basket of Harvey, who comes to the center point. Underneath, in and out of the basket by Brown, and now it's in traffic, still loose. Who's going to come away with it? Bearcats had it, and there's a big collision. Harvey came up. Kelsey McMillan was trying to get out of the scrum, and bam, they won. There's a piece of that fender on Route 79, I think. Or I-70, which is up the road here. That was a big-time collision and just an inadvertent. I see that referee going for a card, but I don't think. Yeah, he's just reset it because I don't think that was a card situation. Do you?
No, I think that's what we just call a train wreck.
Yeah.
both players going hard for the ball.
You can hear Coach Valerio all the way across the field yelling, "We have man up for another minute." So the ball's going to be in possession of the Presidents. And Harvey, who took the worst of that collision, the senior from Huntington, New York. Harvey has scored a goal and is an assist in this game. Harvey, 109 goals, 152 points in her career. Didn't think it was a free position opportunity, so this looks better as they bring it to the near side. By the way, being Polish, there's a W&J fan in the front row who has I don't know if that's a soccer shirt. It's a Polish national team shirt, I think.
I believe you're correct.
I gotta like it.
It says Polska.
I gotta like that. You don't see those very often, so there's a foul this time called against the President. So this gives possession to the Bearcats. Sarah Wallerstedt in her own zone. Clock continues to run, 16:25. And if the Bearcats maybe can kill off the rest of this man down situation, maybe they score shorthanded. Here's a good look on the near side for Hannah Carroll. Carroll comes in against Linthicum. She gets in tight, save. She tried to go upstairs, and with the basket, Michaela Maloki made the save.
Nice job there by Maloki to stand her ground on that shot attempt.
Indeed, good job to be really not nervous at all, not moving around. Red high, and Carroll shot high, and Maloki made the save to keep it 11-9. Brown up ahead. Bolger, who has the hat trick, including 2 in the second half for the Presidents, has the ball. As Schweiger comes back onto the field, the Bearcats will need to reset offensive and defensive personnel as we're even up. Haven't had a goal since the 7:32 mark when Brown scored to make it 11-9 W&J. Maybe a similar stretch to that semifinal match, Rick, between St. Vincent and Transylvania, where Transylvania, the Pioneers, won 14 minutes without scoring. St. Vincent scored the last 2 goals in that semifinal match.
And not surprising here, championship on the line. Things are going to tighten up defensively down the stretch, you would think.
I would agree. Kalos had it knocked away, but regains possession. She got it to Wansik and now has it back. And now top of the formation at the point, Niana Harvey, the senior, will survey and back out. That's what you want to do. Open up the field. You want a scoring opportunity, but also with a lead, even though it's only a 2-goal lead, you want to try to take some time off the clock. There's a ball knocked away as Kalos tried to come in. Good job to scoop up the ground ball on the far side by Lauren Brown. Easy to tell Brown with that hairstyle. Trying to walk in, trying to force her way in actually was a Wansik, but better defense by Euler for the Bearcats. So they work at the Kalos, the sophomore. How about that? Kalos just a sophomore, and she's definitely one of the leaders on this team. And they're comfortable with the ball in her basket where it is behind the net. Tries to walk out. Forced outside, though, by Weaver. Gets it in front. And she found a cutting Dekos, but the ball came out of her cross, out of her basket, but picked up by Harvey. Seems like an eternity that the Presidents have had possession. Clock is ticking down to 13:45 to go in the second half. W&J with the ball and the lead.
Well, it's like you said, Bob. Why be in a big hurry here with this 2-goal lead? Kill some of that clock.
Yeah, be smart. Down low. Pass was behind its intended receiver. They tried to get it underneath to Deloach. It was behind her. Turnover to the Bearcats. And there they come on the round up the midfield. Stallings with a long pass and a great catch by Carroll on the near side to get that basket way up high. She goes behind the net. She tries to step out on the far side, ducks under and knocked away. That's going to be a penalty called against Linthicum, though, and that's going to give Hannah Carroll another opportunity with a free position.
You mentioned Hannah Carroll, basketball player, and that certainly helped in that situation, going up very high to save that from going out of bounds.
Good angle. There's no traffic left to right, but she dumps it behind the net, doesn't shoot it. She gets it to Nelson. So she had some resistance coming from the right side, so Carroll decided not to shoot it. There's a cut, the find, and the goal! Nelson found Stallings, and the Bearcats have made it 11-10. They trail by 1.
Katie Stallings now a hat trick. What a great look inside. Maggie Nelson right level with the goal there, and great pass to Stallings on the run, the cutter.
Her third of the match,
and a big, huge goal here for St. Vincent.
Assisted by number 11, Maggie Nelson.
That goal at 16:58. Maggie Nelson has impressed me distributing the ball. She only had, I should say only, 23 assists, Rick, coming into today's game. But that was good for third in the conference, and she has picked up a couple of helpers in this game. She has made a couple of other good setups. Stallings, by the way, her hat trick goal, her 20th of the year.
Yeah, you look at the stats, Bob, and I agree with you. It looks like she would be much more of a goal scorer, but she has done a great job distributing the ball on offense here and has been a big part of moving that ball around throughout the game.
Time of the Stallings goal at 16:58. With the draw control, Jess Euler on the attack for the Bearcats, trailing by a goal at 11-10. Behind the net they go to Hannah Carroll. Carroll steps out on the left goal line extended. And they'll set it up. We've been talking about Jim Walters. He's also the tennis coach, the head tennis coach for the third year here at St. Vincent College. He led them to a third-place finish.
I think he runs their intramural program as well.
Indeed.
He does it all.
He's the coordinator for campus recreation. So he's the two-time coach of the year, one in the PAC, and then he was the coach of the year last year in the ORLC. He's a St. Vincent graduate.
Also did his grad work at Florida State.
And it was a steal by Amber Meyer, and then a penalty violation is called against Meyer. She doesn't like it. And that gives a free possession to the Bearcats. Allison Valerio, a graduate of Niagara University, and earned her master's there. She was the assistant coach at Niagara for a year.
4 years all-academic team in the MAC conference when she was a player at Niagara.
Number 22, according to her necklace. Her good luck necklace, her number.
She seemed upset that none of her players are wearing that number.
I thought it took it as a sign of respect, maybe. Yeah, she did seem a little upset, did she not? Opportunity with the ball in the basket of Maggie Nelson for the Bearcats to try and tie this game. They trail 11-10. Nelson guarded closely by Amber Meyer. Cuts underneath. Nelson out front. Oh, he shot it wide. Picking up the rebound, though, on the bounce is Carroll. Oh, Nelson just worked herself into good scoring position, but missed. Top shelf near side.
Nelson almost lulled the defender to sleep there, and just like a cat-quick move inside to get that shot.
A good hard drop step to get underneath of Amber Meyer. Carroll had that possession for a while, flips it to Katie Stallings with 11:15 to go in the second half. Bearcats down a goal. Schweiger on the right side will step at the goal line. She'll stop, actually, right at the goal line. And survey. To the near side on the defense is Onslow. And now Onslow goes right in front, and she's replaced by Linthicum. They've done a good job of staying to each side. Linthicum is in front of Nelson now on the opposite side. Pass in front. Underhand shot missed. Good feed again from Nelson. Wallerstadt went with the underhanded backhand shot of Ewell. She missed, but closest to the ball. Shoplick on the miss. Bearcats retain.
That was a good thought there by Wallerstedt. I don't think Maloki was ready for a low shot in that situation.
Walking out, she was ready for that shot by Wallerstadt, and she made the save. Hugging the near post. Good save by Michaela Maloki.
That time Wallerstedt going up top there, and Maloki has been very tough up top. She hasn't given up very many goals into the top shelf portion of the net.
Ball got into the back of the net temporarily, scooped out of there by Wadsick, but her clear is intercepted. Hannah Carroll down the right side for the Bearcats. In front, bouncing, scooping, Uring. It squirts wide, and we get a whistle. It's going to be, I think, a crease violation maybe on Uring. I hear white ball. So we do get a violation on Uring. Uring has 2 goals in this game for the Bearcats. She just could not take that pass cleanly. Long outlet. Why not find number 7? Kalos through midfield for the Presidents. Brown busting her way up the near side into the attack zone. Here comes Kalos. Kalos still coming right. Low shot, and it goes in! Freeney got a piece of it, but not enough. Kalos makes it 12-10 Presidents.
Fourth goal of the game. First player to score 4 goals in this game. Kalos, that shot just enough on it to get past Freeney there. Freeney made the initial save, but it just kept bouncing slowly past her and into the net.
2017, the time of the goal.
Of the season, scored by number 7, Caroline Kalos.
Kalos took that outlet in midfield. Came down. She had Brown coming down the left side, but went right and just overpowered Freeney. Her 4th of the game. And 47th goal of the year for Caroline Kalos. We get a timeout. 9:43 remaining in the second half. It is Washington and Jefferson 12, St. Vincent College 10. We'll be right back on the PAC Sports Network.
Comprised of 10 private institutions and 2 affiliate members, the President's Athletic Conference remains unique in this era of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 21 varsity sports as well as the classroom.
Academic and athletic excellence since 1955. The President's Athletic Conference.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference consists of 10 strong academic and athletic institutions spanning Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Since the formation of the HCAC, members have over 100 All-Americans and qualifiers for NCAA Division III national championships. The HCAC sponsors 18 intercollegiate sports. The Heartland Conference, a place where athletic activities are conducted as an integral part of the overall educational experience. Find out more by logging on to heartlandconf.org.
Even when this game goes final, you can visit pastream.net for archived broadcasts, blog articles, and player of the game interviews. Remember, you can also like the PAC Sports Network on Facebook, and you can follow us on Twitter at PAC Sports. With Rick Smith, Bob Orquist, 12-10 lead for Washington and Jefferson, trying to win their first ever conference championship. For St. Vincent College, they're trying to win their 3rd straight. One in the PAC. They won the inaugural ORLC championship last year.
As we were saying earlier, the ORLC does not have an automatic bid to the NCAA, so obviously this the big game of the season for all of these young ladies, and they are playing like it. It's been a great contest, Bob, and I expect a very good ending to this one.
Indeed, both teams have got at it. Kind of what we expected, kind of what both coaches, Jim Walters, the 5th-year head coach for St. Vincent College, and Allison Valerio, the 3rd-year head coach for W&J, they thought the same, thought it would be a good match as we talked to them before the game. Trying to win the face-off cleanly, and she does. Sarah Wallerstedt has draw control for the Bearcats. Up the field to Hannah Carroll. Carroll works on the high side of the field to the left wing. Flips it up high to Wallerstedt. Schwager came through the 8-yard arc, and now they're clearing out, and they're resetting personnel. Nelson is trying to sneak out in front. Goldstrom knows that. She's plastered on Nelson. There's a secondary cutter. That pass was behind Hannah Carroll. That's a turnover. That was not a shot. That's a good call by the official.
That is a good call, Bob. Obviously trying to pass that ball inside there, and the official took a couple seconds to think about it, but I think he made the right call, obviously.
I believe it registered correctly as well. Oh, how about that? Maloki, you got to be careful. It fell out of her basket. It was right there. She was being pressured by Helena Shoplick, and Maloki was fortunate that didn't just roll into the net.
That's the one thing I've noticed thus far I think Maloki needs to work on. She's just a junior, and in her first year as a starter, but she needs to work on that ball handling skills a little bit, Bob.
Ashley Bolger creates a turnover, gets the steal at midfield, and then works down the right side into the attack zone. 8:20 clock turns in the second half. A 2-goal lead for the Presidents. Monica Iwansek on the right side will set up this possession for W&J. Iwansek with a hat trick in this contest. Iwansek scored the HT in the first half. Kalos has a hat trick. Bolger has a hat trick. Stallings has a hat trick. Kalos has 4 goals actually in this game for W&J. On the near side, Diana Harvey. Harvey goes down low. Plays catch with Iwancic, who finds Lauren Brown, the junior. She has a goal. Up top to Kalos. And a goal! Diana Harvey sets up on the right side, fires it in. The Presidents score again. They lead by 3 at 13-10.
I thought that was Callis.
Was it Callis?
Yeah, that was Callis. That was all Callis.
I apologize. I apologize for that. I looked down for a second, and I saw Harvey reacting like she scored. She was just very excited for her teammate, so that's my bad. You may yellow card me if you wish.
Callis, she took that about 15, 20 yards out, or meters out, I should say, from the goal, and then just weaved her way inside, right down the middle there, and a great shot into the upper part of the net. And 5 goals now on the afternoon, and she is putting in her 2 cents for player of the game here, no doubt. Give the Presidents now that 3-goal lead.
4 of the 5 goals for Kalos in the second half. She has 48 on the year, and the ball seems to just fit when it's in her basket. She makes it calm, and she makes the plays for the Presidents. They lead by 3. Harvey is forced way to the near side. Kalos is there for support, as is Iwancic. Harvey's going to dump down low behind the goal line, guarded by Yoler. And the pass goes to Iwancic from Harvey. Harvey is guarded by Wallerstedt. Harvey works her way from left to right, down below the goal line. Cross knocked away.
Double team there by St. Vincent.
Wallerstedt was one of the players on the defense. I think she's called for the foul.
Yeah, McMillan was there as well for the Bearcats.
They knocked the cross out of the hands of Iwancic. Flips a high pass way to Saul, and hustling to try to get it is Harvey. And coming in, it's going to be forced forward. That's a good job almost to get it. As Stallings saw she had Schweiger. They tried to play catch on the ground, but they lose it out of bounds.
Yeah, ultimately the ball went out of bounds off of Stallings' cross.
And we'll flip it up into the attack zone is Dikos. Possession with the Presidents. They lead by 3 as we approach 6 minutes remaining in the second half.
Wallerstedt went down there. No players were even around her. I think she turned an ankle there, Bob.
I think you're right. The referee saw that too. Wallerstedt she was about, 10 yards away from Bolger, and just looks like she just turned that wrong way on the right ankle. She's flexing it. Pretty sure she's not going to want to come out. We saw an injury earlier to Onslow, the freshman from W&J. She tweaked a left ankle. She got taped up and returned, and then got taped up again at halftime. Dikos with possession for the Presidents. She's on the near side working the left wing. She is hacked. And you would expect St. Vincent to pick up the defensive pressure, which they are doing. They've been called for a couple of fouls in doing so. Ball is flipped to Iwancic. She works her way to the right point. And now tries to attack on the right side. Again, double teamed by Weaver and Uring. Splits it. Iwancic finds the pass. This time a shot by Harvey. It's down low to make the save. Covering the 5-hole was Maria Franey.
Yeah, keep in mind that save there by Franey if St. Vincent's able to get back into this ball, because they can ill afford to go down 4 goals with just over 5 minutes left to go in this contest.
A violation against W&J. You need to clear, and they do get it. Up ahead to Shoplick. Franey found Shoplick. Stallings trying to pick up the loose ball on the high side of the field. She kicks it forward and now does scoop it up below the goal line. Big possessions for the Bearcats, trailing 13-10. Trying to win their 3rd straight championship. The Presidents searching for championship number 1. Hannah Carroll surveys like a cat, just looking over the field, spinning that cross, waiting for her teammates to reset or cut. One of them cut Stallings, guarded there by Onslow.
I'm not sure they can be this patient, though, Bob.
I would agree. As we approach 4.5 to go, Linthicum is the player guarding Hannah Carroll. Carroll gets inside, in tight, big save coming out, very aggressive, was Maloki to deny Hannah Carroll.
Boy, you called it, Bob. Physical save there by Maloki. Came out, made the save, and knocked her down all in one.
I'm going to take the ball and you out of the play. And here come the Presidents on the attack. Iwancic.
Now you slow it down if you're Washington Jefferson, Bob.
Decos. Excuse me. The Presidents have done a good job of getting opportunities, but they turn it over. It comes out towards midfield. That is Shoplet. Now you need the urgency if you're the Bearcats. Here they come on an odd man break if they hurry. It's going to be 3-on-3. Carroll down the right side. Finds a trailer. Nelson wide open. No. A whistle and a foul against the Presidents. This will create, though, a free position opportunity for Maggie Nelson from the 8 straight on. She'll bounce it low and making the save down low again, Maloki. 2 big saves in a row for Michaela Maloki, the junior from Alexandria, Virginia.
Showing you why she's got that great save percentage, 56% on the year. And she has come up huge here in the last couple minutes for the Presidents.
First in the conference in saves and in goals allowed and in goals against average. Third in saves, first in save percentage. So big-time numbers in a sport that is normally dominated by the offensive numbers. This ball was missed, closest to the missed shot. The Bearcats, as we tick down to 3 minutes to go in the second half. Now you need to step it up if you're St. Vincent, trailing by 3 goals. That's Nelson, the super sophomore on the left goal line extended. In front, no one home except for W&J. They have it, they lose it, they're still trying to scoop it up. It's Goldstrom. It's still loose. Goldstrom falls down, the Bearcats have it. That's a big possession save for Hannah Carroll. Carroll in front, too tall for Wallerstedt. Naomi Schweiger has to come out on the near side to pick it up. 2.5 to go. Schweiger being forced away by Harvey. Goes opposite side, does Schweiger to Katie Stallings. Stallings down low to Carroll. Carroll on the left goal line. Tries to weave her way in, knocked down. I believe that's a foul against Kalos. And that should give Hannah Carroll a free position opportunity.
Tough angle here, though, Bob.
Yeah, it's an extreme left or right angle. She'll walk it in, dump it behind the net. That's Wallerstedt in front. Loose ball, it's Nelson in traffic. Nelson, an offensive foul, a charge is called against Maggie Nelson.
2 minutes remaining.
Trying to split the defenders there, Maggie Nelson, but she's called for the charge. I think it's her first charge call of the game, Bob.
It is indeed.
2 minutes remaining in the second half, 2 minutes.
2:04 they want set on the clock. And that's a big offensive foul called against the Bearcats, trailing by 3. It gives the Presidents a chance to wind some more clock, although aggressively creating the turnover. Jess Euler comes up with it. Euler left side fires and a save with a cross up high again by Maloki.
A great shot there by Euler too, but a better save by Maloki. That's it. She has been tough to beat up top all afternoon long.
She has made 3 big saves in this 13-10 period of the game. In front, walking out. And a score! That's a big-time goal by Naomi Schweiger, the freshman, to make it 13-11.
Yeah, you called it earlier there. She's got that good speed, Bob. She's coming left to right across the middle there. And then a nice shot across her body there with the left-handed. And they were checking the stick. They check the stick after every goal. It's okay. But, wow, that is a huge goal there. Turnover there by Washington Jefferson in their own zone where they could have really put things away here. And now they've left the door open, if you will. Just 2 goals down. 100 seconds left to go here for the Bearcats.
Excuse me, 9th of the year for Schwager, 2nd of the game. I always thought the players dropped the crosses as a goal celebration, but maybe they drop it so...
No, they have to look at it after every goal.
They check it after the goal.
That's actually a new rule this year. After each goal, they look at the...
They drop it like it's hot as soon as they score. They put it down there. Schweiger, that's a big goal. Let's see if the Bearcats can commence on the comeback. There's Harvey, the dominant face-off person. They're going to need a secondary draw control. It's in and out of the baskets for both teams. Still loose. Who gets it? It's Diana Harvey. A big-time draw control for Harvey. A minute 23, we're going to get a timeout. No. Yes, we are going to get a timeout. Called by head coach Allison Valerio. We'll step away as well. 1:23 to go in the second half. It's Washington and Jefferson 13 and St. Vincent College 11. You're watching the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship right here on the PAC Sports Network.
I'm proud to be a president because I've been taught to be a leader, not just through what I say, but through what I do. Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Becca, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Nate, and I'm a sophomore. I really like W&J and decided to come here because they offered me a great balance between academics and athletics, and both are very important to me, and that's something that's tough to find.
I know W&J is going to give me a great foundation.
W&J has given me a start, and with that start, I can go anywhere.
To purchase a DVD keepsake copy of today's game, email the PAC Sports Network. The email address info@packstream.net. DVDs of today's broadcast are just $25. With Rick Smith, I'm Bob Workhorse from Alexandre Stadium here in Washington, PA. A minute 23 separating the 2016 Women's Lacrosse Champion in the ORLC. And the W&J Presidents have a 2-goal lead. And they're 83 seconds away from the historic first ever championship here at W&J, Rick. Wonder what was said in that huddle.
Kill some clock, I think.
Calm down, play keep away.
Yep.
And they force it out, but they turn it over. Kelsey McMillan steals for the Bearcats. Works it up to midfield to Stallings. Good job from behind, though, to knock it away by Meyer. And it's loose. Can Schweiger pick up the ground ball? She does. Under a minute to go. Schweiger's going to walk in. Cut to the left. Still going to the left. Dumps it to Nelson. Nelson spins and falls. Goldstrom knocked down.
Another charge call.
Charge, and I think that's a good call.
Yeah, she did. I mean, you're at the point of the game. It's less than a minute to go.
You have to take that chance, right?
You absolutely have to take that chance there. Great job by Schweiger to get that ground ball there and then breakaway speed and set that up for the opportunity for Maggie Nelson.
Goldstrom drew the charge. Give her credit. Here come the Presidents, 45 seconds away from the championship. They're going to turn it over, however. It's still loose at midfield. Forced up ahead by the Bearcats. In the attack zone, the Presidents trying to get the loose ball. Coming up was Piano. She's going to force it forward. It's going to be Nelson. Can she get it cleanly? She does. She is destroyed by two players who collide. Kalos was one of them. I believe Linthicum was the other. And Nelson just was swallowed up. That's going to be a penalty and a card against Kalos.
One thing about Maggie Nelson and then also Kalos, the two star offensive players of this game, Bob, neither one of them is all that large. They're just very athletic.
This is a prime free position opportunity to make it 13-12. Nelson has room, angle left to right, with 28.5 to go. Nelson has 71 goals. She's going to pass off, however. In tight, it's deflected off the crossbar off Maloki, and then the rebound is into the basket of Maloki. A whistle before. However, and it's a free position for the Presidents.
Yeah, I think that shot went off the shoulder of Maloki, then off the crossbar, Bob.
Up ahead to Brown. Brown is fouled by Euler. 15.9 away are the Presidents. Lauren Brown will run it up across midfield, knocked away with 12.1. After the reset, Brown will dump it up ahead. Ball's into the cross of Iwancic with 7 seconds. Iwancic down the near side with 4. The fans are up. There's 2. There's 1. And the W&J Presidents are the 2016 ORLC Women's Lacrosse Champions. 3 straight semifinals, the first championship appearance for W&J results in their first ever championship, a 13-11 victory today over St. Vincent College. And that ends the 2-year championship stranglehold by St. Vincent in just a well-played match, but hard to not look at your score sheet, Rick, and see 7-3 Presidents in the second half, the difference in this championship match.
And Caroline Callis, 5 goals, but 4 of them in the second half of action. She was huge. And what a journey this has been for Allison Valerio. It's the 4th year with the program, the head coach. Now she was an assistant coach 3 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, they didn't even win a game, Bob. They did not win a game last year. They turned it around. They're 9-5 last year. And now, full circle. They have really set themselves as one of the top programs in the Ohio River Conference, and they're not going anywhere with the kind of talent they have. They got Callis coming back to sophomore. You saw her. They will lose Bulger, but they got this great goaltender and Maloki coming back as well. This is a very good program on the rise. And next year, the NCAA bid will be there as an added carrot to what happened here this afternoon.
If there's any time you want cold water dumped on you, it's after winning a championship. Allison Valerio tried to retreat, but her players got her. And the bath for the victors for W&J as they win their first ever championship and the second championship in the ORLC by a score of 13-11 over St. Vincent College. We're going to take a break, back with our post-game show right after this as W&J wins the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship. You've been watching coverage right here on the PAC Sports Network.
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
What is a pioneer?
Someone who paves the way.
Someone who blazes the trail.
A pioneer is a leader.
The leader.
An adventurer.
An adventurer.
Someone who goes where no one has gone before.
Someone who goes
where no one has gone before.
Someone who's the best of the best.
The best of the best.
Someone who is the best of the best.
The leader of the pack.
The leader of the pack.
The leader of the pack.
Someone who is not afraid to go ahead.
To go ahead.
The first.
The first.
The best.
The best.
The trailblazer.
The trailblazer.
A trailblazer.
I am a pioneer.
I am a pioneer.
I'm a pioneer.
I am a pioneer.
We are Mount St. Joseph University. Our mission statement honors our heritage, guides our everyday actions, informs our learning, and inspires us to serve others. Learn more at msj.edu.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this. There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Comprised of 10 private institutions and 2 affiliate members, the President's Athletic Conference remains unique in this era of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student-athletes excel in 21 varsity sports as well as the classroom.
Academic and athletic excellence since 1955. The President's Athletic Conference.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference consists of 10 strong academic and athletic institutions spanning Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Since the formation of the HCAC, members have over 100 All-Americans and qualifiers for NCAA Division III national championships. The HCAC sponsors 18 intercollegiate sports. The Heartland Conference, a place where athletic activities are conducted as an integral part of the overall educational experience. Find out more by logging on to heartlandconf.org.
And we welcome you back one final time to Alexandre Stadium, where W&J, the number 1 seed in the ORLC tournament, wins their first ever women's lacrosse championship by a score of 13-11 over the St. Vincent College Bearcats. With Rick Smith, Bob Work was here on the PAC Sports Network. A great second half. We talked a lot about Maggie Nelson and her skills and calling her a super sophomore, but W&J, Rick, countered, as you mentioned it before we took the break, with a super sophomore of their own. I was looking at these stats, and we talked about Kalos coming up big in the second half. She also scored the final goal of the first half, too, for W&J, and she was huge in the second 30 minutes for the Presidents.
Yeah, she was. And we talked about her all game long. Just a complete player. Does a great job. She had 9 shots today. 6 of them were on goal. 5 of them went in. But not only that, she controlled 5 draws on the afternoon. Had 3 ground balls as well she picked up. She is a complete player. She distributes the ball well. Had 2 stats to lead her team in that as well. 7 points on the afternoon, just a complete game. And I talked before the break about W&J, and they've got some great young players coming back, including Callis. But you mentioned it, the super sophomore on the other side, Maggie Nelson. I thought Sarah Wallerstedt is also an excellent player for St. Vincent. They've got some excellent players coming back as well. This is a budding rivalry between these two programs. They've now played 14 times. Each of them have won 7 games. Washington Jefferson, obviously, with the advantage now, but I think this is going to be a great rivalry for years to come, Bob.
Well, once the dust clears and the hurt goes away, Rick, 4 years, 2 championships, 2 runners-up for the Bearcats. That's not too bad.
No, that's excellent. I mean, they've got a strong program, and that's where Washington Jefferson wanted to get, and they made that step today. But like I said, I think these are going to be 2 of the stronger teams, definitely next year in the Ohio River Conference, and they'll be not only going for this championship, but as we said earlier, they'll also be going for an NCAA bid next year. So a lot of good things happening here in Western Pennsylvania between these, especially these 2 Pittsburgh area schools.
We were at 8-6 lead for St. Vincent at halftime. In the first half, Maggie Nelson had a hat trick for the Bearcats. Katie Stallings also had 2 goals. Monica Iwancic had a hat trick in the first half for W&J. Mentioned that Caroline Callis, her first of 5 goals came at 26-13, and that ended the 5-goal run for St. Vincent College, and the Presidents would then score 8 of the next 11 goals. Or 8 of 11, including 5 for Kalos. Your second half scoring, Kalos scored 20 seconds in. That was also a big goal off the assist from Alex Dekos. Dekos, by the way, on that assist, her 100th point. So the senior not only goes away as a champion, but with 100 points. So a good ending to the career for Alex Dekos. Katie Euring got her second of the game for St. Vincent College off an assist from Sarah Wallerstedt at 1:57 to make it 9-7. But then Kalos got the hat trick and her 46th of the year at 3:30. Ashley Bolger, who only had 1 goal and was really limited in the first half, scored her 60th of the season on a free position at 4:59. Then Bolger got the hat trick at 6:23 off an assist from Kalos to make it 10-9. Presidents were back on top. They made it 11-9 on a goal by Lauren Brown off a good pass from Deloach as they picked a rebound up and kept possession at 7:32. Presidents were back up by 2. Katie Stallings scored her 3rd of the game for St. Vincent off an assist from Maggie Nelson at 16:58 to make it 11-10. But Kalos, her 4th at 20:17, her 5th at 22:26, made it 13-10. Naomi Schweiger got her 2nd of the game, 9th of the year for the Bearcats at 28-20 to finish out the scoring. Your final score, 13-11. W&J. The Presidents also outshot the Bearcats 25-23.
Yeah, it was really, I think the key to the game, Bob, was they withstood that big onslaught by St. Vincent in the first half. Those 5 straight goals in under 7 minutes. They got that late goal by Callis to get within 8-6 at halftime, and then the quick goal to start the first half. And then they had a 4-goal run of their own towards the beginning of that second half. And they did a nice job protecting the lead from that point on. And then those 2 late goals by Callis. She came up real big when she needed to, and that's what top players do.
Indeed. Congratulations to both of these teams on the runner-up for the St. Vincent College Bearcats. Their season ends at 8-10. And again, 4 straight appearances in the championship game for head coach Jim Walters. So a great season for the Bearcats. Congratulations big time to Allison Valerio. In her 3rd year, the Presidents have their first ever championship, and they get 13 wins. They finish at 13-4. That's 13 wins for the first time since 2012, and the first time they get to the title game after 2 semifinal appearances. They get to the title game this year. So congratulations to W&J for capturing the ORLC Women's Lacrosse Championship. Just a reminder, if you want to purchase a DVD keepsake copy of this contest, please email the PAC Sports Network. The email address is info@packstream.net. Info, I-N-F-O, at packstream.net. DVDs of today's broadcast are just $25. Great job, partner.
Enjoyed it. Very enjoyable game. 2 teams that put on a great show here, quite frankly, this afternoon.
I would agree. For my partner, Rick Smith, thank you to him. Thanks as well to Randy Gore, our producer and director up here in the booth, and Kristen Gore running the camera. Sean King as well, the SID here at W&J, for his help. This is Bob Workwith saying thanks for watching. Your final score: the Washington and Jefferson Presidents 13, St. Vincent College Bearcats 11. Washington and Jefferson wins their first ever lacrosse championship, and they are the 2016 ORLC Women's Lacrosse Champions. Thanks for watching. And you can get the broadcast on packstream.net. Live coverage of this game was here. You can get the replays, live games, full replays, blog articles as well. It's your source for everything that is the PAC Sports Network. Have a good evening, everyone.